Good evening, kids. Afternoon, morning, whatever it is, where you is. I'm Tom Connors. With me, as always, is Mike, the Mexican Iron Man. How you doing?
Very well, sir. I wanted to report back that rabbit chicken virtual tacos are now available at the taco bar in the rear.
Does it taste like chicken or rabbit?
Well, we're going to learn about that in a minute.
It's mostly snake meat.
He's probably right. And that voice, of course, is Jesse of Jesse over at the Crow's Nest. How you doing?
I'm banned again. Yay.
Yeah. That was fun.
I fed the trolls. I fed the trolls.
He got flagged, and
we're going to get into that
my
for
channel.
Sure. I'm sure we'll talk a little bit about maybe. And also with us is the one, the only script doctor, our fifth Beetle. How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Getting good grades, and the future's so bright you got to wear shades.
Oh yeah.
Warwolf, he's been banned from Twitter for like 2 years.
This time YouTube.
Yeah, this time just guideline strike on YouTube
for a week.
Yeah,
it stays on to December.
Hey, we got Chef in the chat though. We got E. Clay Thompson. We got Lindsay here. We got Six. How you doing, Six? We got Willie Woodward. How you doing? We got Rob Altus. We got Darth Scipio. How you doing? We got Prof Gray 2. Welcome. Night Ravens here. SP4H. Tekkaman Blade. Shoom. Dash Attack is here. Ed Brewer. Ray Marino is here. Welcome, everybody. Raquel was here earlier, too. I don't know if she still is. And Nikki D is here as well. Thank you so much for the super chat. So 70 million plus was my box office prediction for Shang-Chi. You are correct. That was. Yeah. I'm not sure if it'll fall off cliff in its second week like Black Widow, as it's a theater exclusive. That's a good question. And we'll kind of get into that a little bit.
Would it be
show isn't
if we
showing up for you?
I've
been banned. What show isn't showing up for you? Weird.
I think she means shadow banned.
Oh, that could be.
Been shadow banned because she didn't get a notice. I got a notice. Amazingly, it's the first one I've gotten in 2 weeks.
I made sure I tried to set it up in advance enough time to where we get a notice.
My chat is going weird because it's stuck on just Valiant Renegades more like button. Like there's no new chats on my end after that.
On the StreamYard side of things, or your
on the YouTube side of things, actually.
On the YouTube side of things. Interesting.
Yeah. And I've done refresh a couple of times.
Okay, otherwise I was going to say go up and hit like live chat and see if that helps.
Yeah.
Same thing. Same thing? Yeah. All right, well, it seems to still be moving on the StreamYard side of things.
Well, that's good.
And Rudy, who is a member of all things, got unsubscribed. Look at that shit. Even members get unsubscribed, folks.
That makes sense.
Jeez. The YouTube's is broken.
They're like, look, try harder.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll have it sometimes freeze up on the StreamYard side on the chat. And then what I usually got to do is just scroll up and down like 5 times and it'll catch up eventually and do whatever. But yeah, Prof Gray says he's always having issues with the chat.
It's ever since they did the new like visualization upgrade where they have like the like button's no longer blue. It's now like a silhouetted black and white scheme going on now.
Yeah. Are you having the same problem, Dash Attack? Well,
it just shows how all the different things that make YouTube run aren't really connected to each other.
They're all fucked up.
Yeah, it's mostly gum and snot holding this.
Thanks, Mama Susan. Gum and snot. You're probably not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Oh Lord. Oh.
You know what you need?
They made this platform 20 years ago. It's very archaic.
Jesse, you know what we need is we need the Mexican solution. We got to use duct tape. We used duct tape for everything when I was a kid. It would fix furniture.
They put it on the space shuttle.
If the window didn't work, it would help to keep the window up when it rained in your car. I'm telling you.
Isn't that how they got home in Apollo 13 or whatever?
Under your car, you got to use the other kind of duct tape.
Something like that. What movie am I thinking of?
Yeah.
I don't remember. I don't know. All I know is we're started, and hey, we got Stephanie Janacek is here as well. How you doing? I saw Sander Hammerslag. How you doing? We got Hamdinger here. As I said before, Dash Attack is here as well. Rory Mitchell's here. Welcome, Man Squatch. We already said hello to Werewolf, kind of. Daniel Hall, and the rest of the crew is hanging out. Thank you so much for being here. That's right, Lindsay. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you crazy weirdos. Ain't that the truth? And we got Steven. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it sounded like a compliment, but the weirdo part, I'm not sure.
I think weirdos are the best.
Well, we're in clown world, that's for sure.
Wino is the way you got to watch out for.
Yeah.
In
Steven
clown
Ott,
world, a weirdo is like a warlord.
right? Stephen Otten is in the chat as well. How you doing, buddy? He says, hail, Tom, Mike, Script, Jesse, Wrenches, and chat. Shang-Chi will break even, but it will be a struggle to make more due to the activist marketing. Will it really break even, though? I wonder. We'll have to see here. I don't think you're going to hear too much out of us about this movie until next weekend, because God forbid you say something about this movie, right?
Heck, man, I was my prediction was really off, so I'm happy it did some decent numbers for Labor Day, but it's still got a big uphill climb to make some money.
I'm not even going to get into the debate of all the, is it real? Is it padded? Is it this? Is it that? That's not what I'm going to talk about right now, or at least we're not going to get into. What we are going to get into, though, is this. This came to my attention yesterday, and my first instinct was just whatever. It's just Hollywooding. But then enough people. It's from his Instagram. But I guess
you will dishonor me.
Simu Liu decided he was going to go full on fucking SJW motherfucker online, and he went to the dark side. He had to do it. It's bad enough that he was talking some weird smack, because like Script, you knew him, or you've met him before, and
I've worked with him,
and worked with him. So like you were kind of like taken aback by some of his comments, and you're like, it seems like some of the players have gotten a hold of him or something.
Yeah, he's definitely behaving far differently than I'm used to him behaving.
Right. And then there was some other people calling him out as well. And then now, though, he does this, which to me is just...
like my movie? I will show you.
Well, he's Canadian, so it'd be like...
Yeah, he does
like
not...
movie,
he speaks fluent English, and...
I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to do this, see?
If he did that to this photo, he's like, sorry, LOL, would have been absolutely brilliant.
So the thing with this is, though, and again, whatever. we don't always get everything right, and I don't mean we as in Midnight Edge, because we're not even involved in this here, right?
No.
Like,
we're just shitheads on the internet.
I just mean, YouTubers in general. Okay, so whatever, but I don't know if I'd be so quick to jump on this, on the lols here, Simu. As we were just bringing up, there's a whole nother weekend or two yet to see how this movie's going to do.
Do good now.
Well, remember the overall weekend. That's a 5-day running, so that's from Thursday to Monday. That's a pretty long window, and that's what I think they projected close to 90 million for that 5 days. So like that's pretty decent for a regular movie, I would say, because that's your Thursday you got your 8.8, and then your Friday was your 21. They rolled that into 29 for that Friday.
And look, he's not out here attacking anybody. He's just mocking him a little bit, and I'm not, faulting him for having a little fun. But at the same time, how petty does this make him look?
I mean, he's an actor. Petty is their default setting.
So you're saying they're baseline petty?
Well,
that was brilliant.
Well, I mean, I've worked with actors a lot. I've even had to take classes with some of them as part of my screenwriting education. And one of the first things they talked about is like the benefits of the internet and how you can Google yourself to see how you're tracking with audiences. And so they're encouraged to do that. And I always think that's kind of like a mixed bag, because you're technically, you should find out how you're doing, but you really don't want to interact too much with that type of stuff. I mean, I knew that from the very beginning. And here we have a younger man. He's not much younger than me, like 4 years. Mm-hmm. And now he's interacting with the things that he's finding about himself. And listen, if I was in his position, I would put this photo, but I'd pair it with a video saying, you know what? These guys are entitled to their predictions and their opinions. And if they watch the movie and their opinions change, that's great. If they don't, that's still great. So happy for the support. So happy you're talking about my film. Thanks so much. Godspeed type of thing, right? Just, show them that you recognize fans and the people who have their own fandoms, and be gracious for the interaction, and don't crap on them, and don't try and belittle them or mock them. They're part of your business. Their interaction with what I would be doing or what he is doing helps make that person a bit more notable in the industry and profitable as a result. So why would you ever want to try and devalue that?
You're right. He broke one of the rules that we just read about from I keep forgetting his name, the guy from Cobra Kai, and I feel bad. Hayden Schlossberg.
Hayden
Yes.
Schlossberg? Oh yeah, one
Yeah.
of the showrunners. Yeah.
He broke one of the rules, and that's what I'm saying. He's like, I don't care. Like, here's what you've did now. I don't care if you think you're right or you have the right to be a little, go out there and try and, celebrate your little win. That's great. But did you have to do it at the expense of basically making fans, in this case, people who see them as arbiters of the fans in a lot of ways, or in other words, been brought up as avatars of discontent, meaning, a lot of us in this sphere, we kind of, speak out a little bit louder than other people who don't have such loud voices, so that thinking maybe Hollywood will hear us. Well, now we know that's the other part of this too, is that Hollywood is hearing us, right? We have the official proof now.
Well, at least this one player is for sure. Absolutely.
Definitely. Well, let's be real here. He didn't just go find this shit on the internet. Somebody probably bought this to his attention.
Look what these guys are saying and doing about you. Look what these guys on YouTube are saying about our triumphant movie. Look what these guys are saying. Look what these guys. You've got to say something. See moo moo moo. You've got to say something. See moo moo moo. You've got to do something about this. See moo moo moo. You're the leader. You're the action hero. See moo 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 moo. You've got to do it. See moo moo moo.
Well, that'd be his publicist, who would probably be associated with his agent at CAA, which is Brian Lord. So yeah, he's got enough. He's got a team, I'm sure.
Well, I don't want to disrupt this whole conversation, but I do want to address this because this has been something that's going around for a while. This whole grifters thing, grifters. Look, you're watching our show for free. You get to watch everybody else's channel for free. At no point are you expected to, or do you have to, give over money. Part of a grift generally entails you having to give up money to be grifted. Okay.
Usually there's some hidden knowledge, and you're given a little bit of knowledge towards some kind of storyline. And then they say, well, if you just give us the low price of $2,000 and you'll get the next level and you'll ascend. Then once you do that, you realize that the next level after
my
that
point is
16,000.
I believe that this term has been very misused. And the sad part is some of the people who've been misusing it the most, not all, but some of the people who've been misusing it the most are kind of more guilty of it than others. But again, honestly, I don't see how anybody on YouTube can even really be called a grifter so much when you're not required to give them any money to watch this stuff. Now, if there's somebody who's doing like the whole game of hiding behind, membership streams and members, and subscriber only chats and things like that, now you're starting to get more into the grifter territory. Willie, you don't count. That's just because,
He's a wrench, for God's sake.
I'm kidding. Of course, I never expect anybody to give us any money. When we are given any money, it makes a big difference. When we say it keeps the lights on, we're not kidding, right? Like
it literally pays electric bills and cell phones. And literally pays for the internet service. Literally,
Lord knows YouTube don't fucking pay us no more.
No, YouTube keeps damn near all of it.
So even those who you could kind of
off of YouTube is super.
So even if you could argue, and again, I'm not trying to single you out, Nerdscape, or anything like that, but even if you wanted to argue that some of these people on this list here, and even ourselves, are guilty of any kind of clickbaity videos or anything like that, which could be kind of gray area grifting, at least on the YouTube side of things, even still, who are they hurting, really? Most people skip through the ads. So I don't see where it's I don't see the grift here. But here's my brother problem with this is, again, now, so is Simu saying that we as in general YouTuber in this sphere, not just us, but obviously, I mean, the people that are in this picture, are they saying we were right all the other times? So that's my bigger question here. It's like, is this almost legitimizes everybody more so than anything?
Yeah, and I mean, look at that lovely collection of thumbnails. People spent their time on those.
Well, of course they did. Except for Drinker. His looks kind of lazy. I'm just kidding.
He's actually got the most views on that too.
Yeah, exactly.
He was like, fuck it, I'll just slap this. He didn't even try.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
Fuck your thumbnail.
Fuck your thumbnail.
You ain't go now.
Nah, I just find I don't even want to. I didn't really want to talk about this too much, but I find it concerning. At the same time, I find it hilarious. At the same time, it's like there's no such thing as bad press. Free advertising, all that business. And also, he's making himself look like a petty asshole.
I know, but the thing that really bothers me about the whole thing, besides the lull factor, of course, is that Scripps met this guy and he says it's out of character. When something is out of character, I smell coercion, and I don't like coercion at all.
Well, no, hold on. Character can be an often evolving thing in Hollywood. Recently, on a show that I streamed where I saw Cameron on a show, he talked about a friend of his who's been a longtime friend and has recently had some success, and Cameron has to reevaluate his relationship because that person is behaving differently.
Yeah,
success has a way of a guy like you, Jesse, your character is very consistent.
It's called not giving a shit.
Well, okay, look, I'm trying to compliment you.
I
you're the worst at compliments. You can't take them.
I am. I get that from my mother.
But it's, and I've experienced this myself. It happened to me earlier in my life. I've seen it happen. One of the reasons I don't have a lot of Ivy League friends is because I've seen how that Ivy League thing goes to their heads, and they think they're superior above all my other friends and people in this all over the planet, and it's amazing. This elitist. You guys had some success. It goes to his head. I think he's also a very insecure guy. Otherwise, why would he think that the experiment? If you listen to the Disney earnings call, it was clear that Chapek was talking about flexibility was the theme of the entire conference call, not that doing an Asian film is an experiment. I mean, good Lord.
Well, finding an actor that does research in anything is also very difficult. So.
The script.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because between what
like
script has said,
thought he was a wolf.
Yeah. Between what script has said and I don't know exactly where this is from, but it's in Gary's video that I watched.
David
earlier.
And Jess assault.
This was so good.
Okay, so you guys know this, right? Okay, so
I'll
show this real quick. But I'm glad that Perry Chan got this in Gary's video. I'm sure Gary told him to put it in there and whatnot. But still, point being, this clip is great, and I want to play it here in a minute because it sounds just like you, Script, when you were talking about him almost, except for this guy's got zero fucks to give. But I want to
get to probably go a little bit further because he probably thinks, I'm the same from the same culture as them. I can get away with
exactly. No, I get what you're saying. Yeah. But Dash D says I've been unsubbed and membership canceled, and I hack on Valiant Sig Hat too hard.
I can help him with
kidding. That. I don't think you've really been unsubbed and unmembershipped.
Not by anyone over at Midnight's Edge or After Dark.
I don't think we can cancel somebody's membership.
I don't think we can.
No, but YouTube can. If you're unsubbed. I had this happen to me. He might be serious because I had a channel that I was unsubbed for and I didn't notice, and then my membership didn't auto renew.
He's still a membership though. It's got the little thing there.
Oh well, then what is?
If you're not kidding, Dash, seriously, reach out to me. But if you are kidding, then that's funny. But yeah, I just want to be sure.
Either way,
I just want to be sure. If I don't hear from you, then you're just kidding. I get it. But then we had another one.
Hear this thing because I haven't heard this yet.
From Tom DS, is Cameron Pasha going to chime in? What's going on? I could send him the link. I don't know if he'll come in or not. Dang, Tom, your Scottish accent is almost as bad as Script's Canadian accent. He is Canadian.
I know.
So you're saying that my Scottish accent is good?
Exhibit A, Yellow Submarine. They didn't use the Beatles.
Yeah,
I didn't sound English enough.
I'm rarely have my mistaken for Canadian when I'm in the United States.
I think it had more to do with the Beatles not being voice actors than anything.
Yeah.
They can't just read?
Nah, it's not the same.
Songs.
It really is not the same.
It's just like the same reason that Christopher Lloyd doesn't do his own voice on Back to the Future, the animated series, even though he's in the show. It's Don Castellaneta doing the voice. Because he's more... he knows how to do animated voices. At that point, Christopher Lloyd had hardly done any voiceover work. Now he's a little more old hat at it, but at that point, he hadn't done a shit ton. So, all right, let's listen to this because I know Jesse's dying to hear it.
The main actor, Simu Liu. So I read this article, and it's kind of going over Twitter, it's going on Facebook, and he makes a very interesting statement, right? It says that we are not your experiments, we're a culture, we're all this other stuff. So in my mind, I'm like, well, what's happening with this release right now? Did Disney say some racist shit? And I'm like, okay, what the fuck, right? So I read it. I'm like, oh, this experiment. I'm like, well, what does that mean? He says this is going to be an experimental thing for us. And he was talking about the 45-day theatrical release before it goes to the digital, right?
Yeah.
And what in the fuck fuck does that have to do with him talking about Asian
What's wrong
people?
with that?
Well, because, and so I'm like, okay, I met Simu, nice guy. What a bitch.
Oh, damn.
I don't know if I met you or not.
Yeah.
This is a podcast. We're going to talk about it topically. And if he wants to have a conversation with me later on, you can. Bro, that was the most bitch-made thing I've ever seen in my life.
And they go on to talk about all the damage this false virtue signaling does, which is.
So there you go. And thanks for putting that out there, Gary, so it was easier to find, because I have no idea what podcast that was in. That's the first time I actually saw that. But you guys have seen it, it sounds like, except for Jesse.
Yeah, I saw the
So,
whole thing.
Jesse, what's your first reaction to that?
He's obviously being honest, which I enjoy. And honesty is really right.
So, Script, does that sound about like what you were feeling to a point?
Usually, like, you have words with me later.
He's an Listen, he's an actor. He's from Canada. He grew up in Southern Ontario for acting. Most male actors and even female actors can definitely fit the description that dude said in there. Quite honestly, it's just the behavior they have. I mean, this actors were the culture that were looking on their cell phones before smartphones were a thing, because they were checking their texts and emails for jobs and stuff. So, and I'm sure I have pictures of it somewhere, because I used to work for a casting department agency in Toronto like years ago, before the smartphone was invented. And I took a picture, and it's just 100 actors of all different types and sizes and ages, all looking down at their telephones. And this is before the iPhone ever came out. And that's what they are. You want to see how terrible the next generation is going to be, find an actor today, see what they're doing, and that's probably what's going to be the teenagers in 3 to 5 years. Just kind of sad at that thing. It's because, again, they're all looking for work. They're all trying to communicate with people to get another job, because jobs are very rare as an actor, especially in Canada.
Mike? Go ahead.
I feel exactly that. My reaction was exactly the same as this guy did, and it just drives me absolutely nuts. The lack of insecurity and the sheer arrogance is, I just don't, in the absence of appreciation, the absence of modesty. I mean, good God, this guy's on top of the world. How bad is life right now? I mean, in his mind, he could, there's just such another way to take this. There's just such another way, just like, hey, I don't know how the movie's going to do myself, but I hope people give us a chance. And I really put my all into it. And I really hope you guys check it out. If there's anything you didn't like, well, hopefully in the sequel, we can, do an even better job than we tried to do in the first round. That's what I would do. Something like that. But what do I know?
All he's got to do now is hope that it does almost as well the second weekend, I guess, huh?
Yeah, he graduated from school as an accountant, and then was laid off of one of the biggest accounting firms in Ontario. So, and also the fact they didn't understand Chapek's initial thing shows that he's not very good at numbers.
Well, and I think that Perry Chan put up there and pointed out it was Iger who actually said it, not Chapek.
Iger said it was the experiment?
Yeah, that's what it looked like in that video.
Oh.
Or they both said it, actually, I think.
Maybe they both did. I know
for a fact that it was Chapek that was on the call, and it was Chapek.
Yeah.
He did say it on that call, so it must have been both of them, because that other one was a quote from Iger.
Well, I don't know where I don't know. I have to go back and look at the video and see where that quote came from.
Perry mussed it up, but I thought that's what he was making the point there, putting that up. Because he says Bob Iger.
I would assume that they're talking about the same thing.
That's what it sounded like, because it was a different quote than what Chapek said, though. Because it specifically, in Iger's quote, it specifically said the 45-day window. See, that's where people misinterpreted Chapek's quote, because he separated the two things in the when he was talking in the quote.
Well, people are terrible at context and reading.
Oh, they are. Well, and
like, sometimes that the paragraph before that actually connects to this one. Yeah, that's why they're in the same.
And I'm just as guilty as everybody else, because that's the thing, is there's times I've found myself doing the same exact fucking thing, and that's what we do here. Like, we got to go back and find the context, right? Like, that's usually what leads us back to the original story. But no, I hope Simu Liu, for his sake, I guess, at this point, because it's no real skin off of any of these guys' shoulders. I know most of these guys, I'll tell you right now, I highly doubt it's bothering any of them. If anything, they're getting a kick out of it.
Oh, right? Probably. I mean, he's got 2 more movies that he's going to be doing. His sitcom in Canada is done. That was the big thing that kind of got him attention, because he was a like a stunt guy and character dude. I think he was on like the Taken television show a few times, and definitely did some stunt work on Nikita show, and he's just around here and there, just as normal character actors are. So yeah, he's got 2 more films. Hopefully he gets like another show or something, and things go well for him. I wish him the best. I just hope he manages to get his head on straight again and stop saying silly things like all the other actors out there. That
Are you sure you're not Southern?
Am I sure I'm not Southern?
Yeah, bless your heart.
I'm Southern Canadian.
Close enough.
I can barely read that quote.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and make it bigger here.
That's what she
It
said.
says Bob Iger quote. On Shang-Chi, we think it's actually going to be an interesting experiment for us because it's got only a 45-day window for us.
No,
Well, that's I think from the
That's
actual
actually
stream.
He
Chapek's.
elaborated.
That's Chapek.
I think that's from.
I think he must up. Yeah,
I don't think that's Perry Chan. I think that's from the actual stream.
it could be. That could be.
It said he elaborated, period. So that's the further quote to straighten everything out for sure.
Yeah.
Anyways,
And the next part of the
Yeah.
quote's a separate line.
Yeah, that was weird. Yeah, that you could be right too. Script. It might not even be Perry Chan, so I don't want to say it's his.
Yeah,
fault.
I don't think. I think he just found the clip and threw it in there. But
That could very well be. Primer says in Hollywood dictionary, humble is missing. That is very true.
Hollywood doesn't even have a dictionary. It's too long
Yeah.
to read.
Yeah.
No, seriously, the page count's obscene.
Don't you have cliff notes on this
That's
thing?
just the instructions.
That's no, absolutely true. Like you know what the golden rule is for reading a script? The more white space, the better, because your eye travels further down the page faster, so you can get through it faster. So you don't want big blocks of text, and you don't.
Is the rule of thumb generally about a page per minute for filming?
If it's a mix between action and dialogue, yes. If it's a page of action, it's probably going to be like 10 seconds a page.
It can all depend, right? Like
Yeah.
you can say like they fight, and that fight scene could go on for 45 minutes, like
True that.
Yeah.
the Revenge of the Sith, or it could say like
It's like Princess
know,
Bride. They have a magnificent sword.
Rambo
fight.
hit him so hard with a punch that knocked him so far back into his. He couldn't breathe. Blah, blah, like fucking 2 paragraphs explaining one punch that, like script said, took 5
And
seconds.
as the life left his eyes,
Yeah, exactly.
Rambo just stared.
That's literally like 10 seconds on screen, if that. Exactly.
If you're lucky, yeah.
But again, like you said, and then that's the thing. Like I remember George, he's like, yeah, I just kept writing, and they fight. So that means there's a lot of spots in episode 3 script where it's just like dialogue, and they fight. And then he just figured that the choreographers and shit would fill all that shit in. Like he doesn't have any specifics written out. Now you go to the Rocky script. Stallone actually wrote out that whole entire fight.
Yeah, because he cared.
He choreographed it in writing first, which is insane. So like that, even though that was probably like 10, 15 pages of shit, it
was like a 3 minutes.
Yeah, 3 minutes on screen. Yeah, if that. So
even in some the Batman Triumphant script, they literally have like Robin defeats the goons with a series of punches and kicks. That's it. It's like what?
Yeah. And that would probably be like a huge like action sequence.
It would be a set
too.
piece, yeah, almost.
Valiant, how you doing, buddy? If you, I could probably send you the link. Simu should probably direct his ire towards Marvel for doing a relatively poor job marketing this film, which probably should have done a lot better. And yeah, I think I'm gonna send you the link if you're listening, because I think this shit has more to do with trying to make ScarJo's case, right, and in turn make Chapek look bad, and this whole thing is, I think, revolved around that.
But it's going to backfire.
It does seem like more and more so as we get deeper into this. That you guys are on the nose. I'm starting to believe it more and more. Dash D says it's too bad he's like that. His fight work is actually good. He's not so great with regular actors though. Ooh.
He can fight and he can act. One of my criticisms of the film is that I was perplexed why certain takes were preferred over other ones that I'm like 99% confident he probably had a better performance, but for some reason they just didn't go with it. It's weird because I've seen him do some really impressive stuff. I've seen him do like a helicopter spin kick in midair, which is pretty cool, and he's done some cool like gymnastic things. But he can fight and he can do some really impressive choreography. And he can also act. He's actually pretty good with some accents as well.
I think you're right. I would argue that acting is half the actor's job. The other half is the director's and editor's job.
Yeah. And in some parts, I'm like, I don't think that was the best take they could have done. I think there's probably a better one there.
Yeah, and that's where I bring in the editor, because it's depending on if the director has that kind of control or not. You can't always.
Yeah, it might be Feige in the editing suite with the editor saying, "I want this."
Most likely.
Who knows?
I wouldn't be surprised in the least. But thank you for that dash Dees, if I could talk today. Nelson Sharetta is here. How you doing? Says, any thoughts on how long DC will still publish? That's a good question.
Well, they're not technically going anywhere. It just depends on who they license the publishing out
exactly.
to. Yeah, like
they're
still
not
going to be
sell
around.
anything. They're not going to sell the characters. They're not going to sell DC in any way. What they'll do is like Scripps said, they'll just license shit out. So you could get like Dynamite,
sell the milk, not
Dynamite,
the
and Dark Horse and some of these other labels that start doing like Green Lantern and Batman and shit like that. And honestly, I don't even think they'd license out their bigger characters. I think they'd keep the top 5 and probably license.
Oh, you're
out
100% correct on that, bro. They're going to take all the.
They'd still do Batman
characters.
books. They'd still do Superman books. They'd still do Green Lantern books, Flash, shit like that.
Whatever you see at Walmart on
Wonder
socks.
Woman. Yeah, the other stuff though, that's up for grabs then possibly. But again, it all depends. I mean, they're in rough shape. They're not in the best of shape right now. IDW is another one, Warwolf. Yeah, you're right. But yeah, that's what I predict on that part. Because I mean, we are kind of already seeing it with so many other comic book companies that are kind of folding, and yeah, it's all. Then we got Ellie Moses. How you doing, buddy? Says, "Hail Mead. It would be interesting to see the drop off. Theaters are not open here in Australia, so there's another market out of contention. Much love." You're right. Chinese doesn't have, it's not open in China.
Doesn't have it. Australia doesn't have it.
Australia's closed. And again, it's going to be interesting to see because what other competition is it going to have coming out here soon? We've had no movie that's had really long legs during the pandemic at all. The only one I can think of offhand would be Quiet Place 2 and maybe Fast 9, but Fast 9 just barely.
Yeah, but for the future, Venom's going to crush everything.
It might now, considering these are the kind of numbers that Shang-Chi got, that they that's why I think they moved it up. I think they're a little more confident.
I think they're hoping to get those types of numbers. Mike, quick question though. With the Friday to Monday box office drop, that's 29 to 19. What is that, like 35% drop? 40 almost?
40. Well, it depends which numbers we're going with. I've seen two sets of numbers.
If it's like 29 was your high and then 19 million is your low, that's trying to do the quick math in my head. I'm not 100% good at that.
I don't do math in my head. Let me do the math actually.
That would be like 30%, I think. No, not quite.
It's 34.46.
Okay, yeah, a little bit more then.
Okay, so 30. So it's got since it's Friday night opening, Shang-Chi has dropped 34%.
34.46, 34.5, 35%.
35%. Okay, so that's that's not great for a weekend, but I mean the return of money anyways of a 90 overall is pretty solid. So yeah, now we just have to watch the figures for this coming weekend up. Is it going to be comparable or is it going to be I Is it going to drop down like all the other films have?
Well, I don't. Okay, you said we don't want to get into it, but if this thing's going to get any legs, it's going to be because of word of mouth, and that's what it's going to be.
That's the tough thing. You see, that's what I've been saying like since this morning and the other day.
Well, actually, you kind of suggested that last week, even. But
that's the thing is, I've not run into anybody yet in my personal life who has seen this movie.
Me neither.
And that's why he flipped his shit today.
Usually, my sister and her kids and all that, they see everything that comes out, and they literally said, "Nah, maybe we'll see what comes out on Disney." And I was like, "Okay," because they have Disney Plus, and
it's not even going to be that long. It's just under a month or just over a month now.
I don't know one person that saw that, and I went to see it because of Midnight's Edge After Dark and Midnight's Edge. I mean, if I wasn't on Team Midnight's Edge, I don't think I would have gone to see it. But I don't know. I'm not one person in my usually movie going family has seen this thing, and I don't know anyone that has. Any of my friends? Nobody.
I opted to go fucking couch shopping instead.
Yeah, that couch is going to serve you better than.
And
this
I
movie
fucking
for a very long time.
I hate shopping in general unless it's
for me.
But couches are comfy.
Unless it's like video or like audio, something kind of related, or toys, I don't care. I don't want to go in there. I hate grocery shopping. I hate shopping for shit for the house. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but Tom, now let me ask you a question. When you go out couch shopping, do you go and you do it all civilized, like the stupid way, or do you just sprawl out on the couch, curl up on it, act like a real weirdo in public? But that's what you're going to do at home, right? So you want to know what this couch feels
I
like.
clearly like spread myself out, take my pants off, get in my shorts, and
Yep.
scratch myself, and just spread myself around, just kind of
roll over, let one rip.
So you got to buy the one that's on display.
Well, no, I'm pretty like. Actually, I just wanted to get the fuck in and out. So like, I looked around a little bit, and I'm like, okay, I'm leaving unless you got a clearance department.
I hope like hell that you got something comfortable.
I got a decent couch. I got a pretty good deal on it. It was the last one. It was plus 30% off for a Labor Day sale. And let me put it this way: it would almost cost me a third of what the couch cost to have it delivered. Okay, that's how good of a deal I got. And I paid for what I paid for it. Is usually what you would pay for a recliner by itself. So it's not a bad deal. And it's a dual recliner with the middle console thing with cup holders and all that shit. So it's like the theater.
When it gets like dropped off at your place, you're gonna have to give us a video tour of the.
Oh, I will. And I finally got a lot of things a little bit more organized. So I do plan on doing a tour of things here soon. Just to kind of show myself.
The chat's loving you as Al Bundy, by the way.
I know, right? Al Bundy style. That's right. Fucking A. Joe Come Start says, is Shang-Chi good? Well, imagine a gigantic club, not a dance club, one. Like you hit skeletons over the head with. What was the question? Evidently, Joe Come didn't like the movie, but thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate that. It does help us here. Let's see here. There was another bit of news that I wanted to get into here.
Are we leaving Shang-Chi? Because if so, I have something I want to share.
Well, the only way it's going to make any more money is based on repeat viewings.
Yeah, and I don't think it's going to happen.
I'd like to... Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just saying, I think that people know it's not going to take that long to get to see it. So you were saying...
Well, I was saying that I just want to make sure that I want to thank Douglas Nelson because if it is successful, they're already announcing that Shang-Chi will have a sequel, Shang-Chi 2 and the Legend of the Rabbit Chickens.
That's right. And I heard you're an executive producer.
Yeah. It's, although I did walk out of the movie once I saw the rabbit chickens, which I did. I walked out with 40 minutes to go because I just couldn't take it.
Did you get the rest of your money back on the ticket or?
No, I just loved. I love my popcorn there, Script. I left a damn near full tub of popcorn.
Damn well how hard it is to get a fucking money back out of a theater.
I got my money back for RV when I walked out of that.
Really? I'm surprised.
So
the only time I've ever got my money back is when it's their fault and something goes wrong.
No, like I left just a few minutes after the halfway mark because it was just a really painful film.
You know how you could get more than your money back?
I got the full ticket and then
pain and suffering.
No. Just refill your soda on the way out.
That's true.
Well, anyways, Douglas Nelson is going to be an honorary exec producer as well. He put together this graphic for me because I left when the rabbit chicken showed up that didn't have a nose or eyes or ears, and he was leading the way to the secret forest with the secret trees, with the secret portal, with the secret dragon. I said, I'm out. I can't do rabbit chicken. I'm out.
But now that I finally know what you guys are talking about with this rabbit chicken thing, now that I've seen this, there looks like there's a lot of meat on these things. I mean, we're gonna have a barbecue.
That's why I said tonight we're serving virtual rabbit chicken tacos in the back of the meat bar tonight.
You could get a lot out of one of those.
Yeah, that look like they have a lot of white meat on them.
They probably scream all cute when you kill them, but beyond that,
they can't.
You're gonna have to boil them to get all the hair off.
That's the thing. I don't think I could feel bad killing one. They don't have a head or a mouth or anything like that.
Because
where do you hit it
has
with
no eyes.
The rabbit chicken was a true hero of the story. I don't care what anyone says.
How do you kill it? You're right.
You just hit it between the ears.
Does it have
Does it have ears?
It doesn't even have a head. It doesn't have ears.
Look, just okay. New game plan. Switch straight to the meat tenderizing mallet and just do it till it stops.
Yeah, you're just gonna have to bludgeon it.
Dash D says when Tom's couch deal is more interesting than the movie, may be time to move on. I think you're right, Dash. And actually, I was going to move into our other topic here. Let me bring up the.
Are you going to talk about Deer Hunter?
I've seen that movie recently.
It's good as shit.
It is a good movie.
It's so disturbing, though.
It is disturbing.
The whole front of that movie spends so much time that it's just like feels like normal life after a minute. You forget you're watching a movie, then the crazy shit goes down.
Yeah, it's a good movie. Let's see here. Where did it go? Here it is. Okay, now Rebecca Ferguson. We brought this up on Culture's chat this morning. She was talking about Dune. How many people here are looking forward to Dune? Did anybody here else watch the behind the scenes featurette that came out?
No, not yet.
No, I've only recently, this last week, finally sat down and watched Dune, and I enjoyed it. I think it has a lot of potential. I mean, if they did it big and they went into all the different houses, that'd be more interesting, get a lot more lore. But I have no idea what they're going to do. It's modern Hollywood. They're not going to do anything I want.
Now Valiant comes in. How you doing, buddy? Now we're moving on to Dune, but hey, how you doing?
All right.
Yeah, so I was about to show the boys this here.
It's something that should have potential.
We talked about this earlier on Culture Casino's channel. Elaine over at Nerd Cookies did a video on this, but yeah, Rebecca Ferguson had this to say about the Dune novel when asked.
As an audience, we tend to flip out anytime we ever get a well-written, strong, beautifully developed female character because, unfortunately, it just doesn't happen as frequently as it should. I'm sort of curious, what does it say about Frank Herbert and Dune that he did something in the 60s that we still can't manage to do as often as we should today?
I know. I mean, praise him. It's incredible. At the same time, it's not even close to what equality should be, funnily enough. Yet we praise the fact that he was close, and that's good enough. Well, monsieur, it's not.
As an audience,
that's really ironic because in Dune, the Bene Gesserit are kind of controlling the galaxy, the universe. So
why do you mention that?
She's right in the sense that it's not what equality is, but she's completely coming at it from the wrong direction.
What you know what? I love this woman because I loved her in Bond and she was my favorite. You just got canceled by Mexican Iron Man, and Mexican Iron Man does not cancel redheads.
Can you make that big again? And just go right back to the very beginning of the video.
That is
do not play it.
Face.
Just look at the face.
Yeah.
Right now, play the video and watch her face not move.
As an audience, we tend to flip out anytime we ever get a well-written, strong, beautifully developed female character.
And after she finally does speak, she's waiting for it. She's getting
what does it
high.
say about Frank Herbert and Dune that he did something in the 60s?
Well, that's
now
because
she's
this was
switching to
pre-planned.
Alex the large face.
Yeah, because this was pre-planned.
That we still can't manage to do as often as we should today.
I know. I mean, praise him. It's incredible. At the same time, it's not
Cult-like
even close to what
behavior.
equality should be, funnily enough. Yet we praise the fact that he was close, and that's good enough.
Absolutism.
Oh, you snarky little wench.
And finish it off with a little bit of scolding.
I saw that
Sorry, I
portion
didn't
of
mean
it
to take it all
earlier.
down, but yeah.
No. I was just going to ask. I mean, I saw that portion of it earlier. What I didn't see was, did she give an explanation as to why she's saying that? I mean, I can take a guess.
No, and she's
but
never
I wanna
even read
know-
the book, I guess.
No, she said that she didn't make it finish the book.
I have a feeling if I had to guess, because the only way I can see where she could possibly, because Cheney is a very strong character who has to teach Paul all about.
She doesn't play Cheney. She's Lady Jessica.
Well, no. I know, but I'm saying in the book
Oh,
itself,
really?
the female characters. The
Ugh.
female, I mean, Lady Jessica is a very strong character. Cheney is a very strong character in that book, a female character.
Mhm.
You have, and of course, like you said, the Bene Gesserit order itself, very strong female characters in that book. So the only thing I can think of is that she read the book and then she got to the part where they said that the Bene Gesserit, like you said, Script, who's basically controlling the galaxy behind the scenes, they were trying to create the Kwisatz Haderach because they needed that man to be able to do the things that they couldn't magically with their powers. I don't want to
Is
get too much
accessing
detail.
both lineages of the life. So all their father's memories and so forth to the origin, and all their mother's memories from so forth. Because the Bene Gesserit can do all the women in their line, but
Well,
not
and I
the-
see
not the men.
some people in the chat that are like, "Oh shit, I'm out of this movie now. Fuck it, Dune's gonna be woke." Here's the thing, guys. Have you been reading the reviews?
Yeah,
Most of the reviews. Go ahead, Script.
The reviews are actually promoting that this is not a woke film, and that's the
Thank
big
you.
issue with it.
Yeah,
I
know
was
what?
just
And
gonna
here's the
say.
thing.
I'll
The
wait for one
actress-
of you to tell me that before I trust any of them. How about that?
Yeah,
I
like
smell bullshit.
the actress in question, she can be a woke person, but she's not playing a woke character, and she has no influence over how this character can be portrayed as a woke one, based on
gonna
the
say,
script and based on what
Does
Denis
she know how to
Villeneuve
get
is
rid of
doing.
her face?
Well, here's the thing, Jesse.
I mean, you can't
You
have
just
you can't have
watched-
Jessica going through
you-
this regal character and just have her having resting bitch face the whole time.
Well, you just watched the original film, you said, right?
Yeah.
And as Nelson Sharita,
the first one was hot.
As Nelson Sharita points out in this super chat here, Lady Jessica loved her husband and son. How awful.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the thing, and this is what Andre predicted was going to happen, and I think he's got an editorial coming out about this. And I said the same thing the other day, and I said the same thing to him, and he's like, funnily enough, I'm doing an editorial on that. I believe the movie is getting shit on and getting mostly negative reviews from the mainstream media because A, it isn't as woke as they're hoping for, and B, this story is basically as anti-woke as you can get in a lot of ways.
It's going to have a Joker effect, I think.
Because this movie is almost like a metaphor for what's going on in Hollywood right now, but it's like if somebody were to say "fuck you."
Yeah, but I'm still
like
gonna have to watch clips of the trailer again after that to check out how she looks on camera, because that was just totally put off.
Well, I suggest checking out that featurette. That's a really cool featurette. I'll send you the link if not. But like, here's my point though. The whole point of the Bene Gesserit is they're telling Lady Jessica she has to have a daughter, right? So it's like Hollywood saying you have to have a female lead in your movie. But then she's like, no, fuck you. I'm going to have a white male as my lead. That's why they don't like this movie.
I'd believe it.
That's the whole reason they're shitting on this movie right now.
Well, that's freaking ridiculous, Tom. That's freaking ridiculous.
It's part of the story. It's going.
You know what's the worst part? They
narrative.
all have blue eyes.
And like Script just pointed out, you need him to be a man in the story for a reason, even though the Bene Gesserit get pissed off at her. Exactly. But if they actually knew the whole story, there's so much more to it. It'd be like, y'all are dumb shits.
Well,
if
Tom,
you fucking knew the whole story.
She doesn't know the whole story. She didn't finish.
Paul Atreides fails in the series.
He gets too ahead of himself. Exactly. Yep. He becomes what he fears. Exactly. Like,
well, not only that, like the whole
absolute
allegory
power
of Dune
corrupts
is
absolute. Yeah.
The allegory of Dune is that we as a species should not be so trusting of charismatic people as our leaders. We have to be very questioning of them.
Yes.
And that's what the whole point is to find our own independence to the point where, yeah, if a charismatic person wants to lead, we should be even more more skeptical, and hold them under more scrutiny as a result, because their motives might not be as honest or as pure as we expect. And even if they are honest and pure, if we don't give them that scrutiny or that doubt or question them, then they won't be able to ever really think about the decisions they're making. They'll just make them out of arrogance, really.
Yeah,
and that's also terrible to everyone else.
Yeah, and the other thing is that the reviewers aren't happy with what little that Villeneuve did to fucking appease them.
Oh, so Liet Kynes, yeah. I mean, that was. I mean, it makes no difference for me because I know who the character is and what they do, but it's really just to appease that one sect of people. Is like, well, we need at least one more strong female character. It's like, you got like 6 in this whole series, but okay, go for it.
No script and everything. It's not just the charisma, but on top of that, it's the fighting away against the way things have always been done. I mean, like the I don't know what to call them, the nuns in the movie,
the witches.
Yeah, they've always been
Bene
there.
Gesserit.
They're like a bureaucracy almost in the world.
Well, they're
for
the
like
ones who
at
are
least
running
9,000 years or something. If the lane was here, she'd be able to
it's just like it's never going to be a different way than how it's always been.
Yeah,
well, that's a problem.
It's arrested development.
Yeah, the first impression I got of fan reaction, or let's say fan reaction, but the general public reaction to this, and I'm a guy that, oh my God, I've been in love with Dune since I was a kid. I still enjoyed it. I remember watching the '84 version as a kid with Kyle MacLachlan and Sean Young and Jürgen Prochnow, for God's sake. I mean, it's just great actors. Now, I mean, the movie wasn't as well done as it could have been, just from a standpoint of didn't flesh out a lot of the story, but it was a 2-hour film. Then you got the sci-fi version. This thing comes out, and I remember, I don't know if y'all remember this, maybe a couple of months ago now, they had the release where they had like a grid of 9 characters that they released like on Twitter, promotional pieces. And it had Stellan Skarsgård, and you had Oscar Isaac, and you had, I think Zendaya was in there, and Zendaya, I don't know how to say her name. But you had 9 of the cast members in there, right? And all the comments from the goofballs on Twitter was, here we go. We got a movie about a desert planet, and look at all the white people in this. And I'm like, oh my God. I was like,
Fremen ain't all white.
I know. Well, this was my point, was that like the cast that they had there were the ones from Caladan, and from Gidi Prime. They were the Harkonnen and the Atreides.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it's like and the desert people they've cast, like when they said, "Oh well, look, we turned Liet Kynes into a black female," and I'm like, okay. I mean, it's a desert planet. When they wanted to cast Zendaya as Chani because of the darker skin fits, I'm like, look, they want to cast everybody on Dune itself on Arrakis as Mediterranean skinned and African skinned, and do it. It makes sense because they're on a desert planet. Now we didn't have that in '84. But I'm fine. But it's like the things people focus on, just like all these other movies, is like you don't have enough representation. It's like, dude, you don't even know what characters you're looking at yet.
Well, and if I'm not mistaken, wasn't Dune, like all the Star Wars films, shot in England?
Yeah. No, the '84.
Well, a couple of
like
his
that.
boys looked Italiano.
Well,
I
something
was gonna
else
say,
to
I think it was Romania, if not, yeah.
well, something else to consider with regards to the Fremen is that they wear still suits all the time.
Yes.
Which means their body's never exposed to the sun, which means that underneath that still suit is most likely the palest, ugliest looking skin you could ever possibly imagine, because they don't walk out into the dune on Arrakis without the still suit because they could die.
Oh, they got to stink.
Well, but you know what's
and there's a reason in the book they're not really described on their flesh tones or anything of that nature. The only real description is just that if you live on Arrakis, after a while, your eyes go blue within blue because of the spice that's in the air.
I always imagine script though that because, like you said, Frank Herbert never put in the book the skin tones of the Fremen. So I was like, oh, we leave it open to interpretation. But I always kind of imagined, okay, they didn't have still suits for 10,000 years or however long they've been there. I don't remember how long they said they'd been on the planet.
They've been on the planet for thousands of years, but I think they had to invent the still suit pretty quickly, and it's evolved over time. Yeah.
Right, because I figured, biologically, human beings will evolve, their bodies will evolve generation to generation to match their environment. So I figured that probably
that's through breeding.
That's
more so through breeding as opposed to environmental interaction. That's what the Darwin theory actually is. It's basically whatever mutation is the best fit to the environment. That will live longer, that will have more opportunities to breed, and then that generation of mutation will continue to go on as it is, and then until there's another mutation that's a bit more superior, which will outlive all the others, and then breed and so forth and so forth. Yeah, it's a fascinating subject, but I don't think we can get far too into it here.
Damn, I didn't know. I knew that was coming.
Yeah,
no, but the bottom
it's
line,
not as simple as just radiation from the sun mutates you, and all of a sudden, boom, you do your thing.
Oh no, but I know what happens. Yeah. Generations, thousands of years. But the bottom line is that look, with Dune, you have a wide open a field that you can work with. If they want to cast actors of this skin color, that skin color, whatever, go ahead, because you've got an open canvas here. That these are characters largely, by today's audiences. I mean, you have a lot of guys like us that are old-time Dune fans. You have a lot more people these days that have never really seen it. I think I told you all this before. My 16-year-old daughter a few weeks ago, because she heard me talking about it, and she saw some of the trailers. She came home with a brand new copy of Dune to read. She's an avid reader, so I was so proud of that. I'm like, oh, great!
Out of nowhere, she did it on her own.
Out of nowhere.
Oh, you got to be so proud of her.
Oh yeah. So she's excited. She and Dad, we're gonna dying to go see this movie together, and I'll probably see it a few times. So I'm looking forward to this.
Well, I figured, fuck it, we're gonna watch this featurette thing. Well, at least EFAP it a little bit. Dash D says he script will send all those seal hunters after rabbit chickens. That'll fix them.
Sure, save the seal.
What are they gonna bash? They don't have
Hail Team Rabbit Chicken.
They don't have no heads to bash in though. Dash D then says, last time I seen women so totally insecure, snarky, and disappointed was after. I don't know if I would admit that, Dash.
Oh, that's really bad on your side of things, Dash D, but I feel for you.
I don't know if I would admit that. Hey, Saggy, how you doing? Yeah.
Hi, Saggy. Hi.
Yeah,
it's Mike the Mexican.
Hi, Mike, you're gonna get in trouble. So, but yeah, we're gonna watch this EFAP, whatever you want to call it. Probably get a claim for it, but whatever. I love this featurette. It made me want to see the movie really bad. We'll stop it here and there.
Is a grasp on character-driven narratives, small in scope or large in scope. Thanks to Frank Herbert, here's a story that's on that scale, but with characters and relationships and stories. And if these were the things that made me want to act.
There is no.
So there's our first few looks at some of the ships and stuff. I'm pretty impressed by the CGI. I don't know about you guys.
It's actually a lot more practical effects than we've been led to believe, actually.
A lot of miniatures and stuff, or what?
Some of the miniatures, some actual giant sets.
That's going to be great.
Stuff. Yep.
That's going to be great script. That's awesome if we're going that direction with this thing.
Like, don't get me wrong. There's definitely going to be composites and CGI, but no, there's a lot more physical than we're typically would be given with this type of film.
Well, that's one thing Denis Villeneuve is good with is CGI and stuff.
We do not
or use of it
anyway.
No
faith that we betray.
Not so much use of it.
Part of me thinks the beard on Oscar
Isaac
is fake.
That falls into the trap set by the Emperor, who is getting more and more jealous of their growing popularity.
House Atreides stands as a beacon where every other house in that galaxy is in reference to that, either as enemies or as friends. He wants to not only make sure that his people survive, but that his son is the kind of leader that he thinks he should be.
Paul Atreides is the son of Duke Leto and Lady Jessica. And my initial conversation with Denis was simply begging him to, be able to take part in the film.
The great houses look to us for leadership, and this threatens the Emperor.
Gurney Halleck and Duncan Idaho did feel like big brothers. They rib him, especially Jason.
He's the protector of the Atreides. I mean, he's definitely the head knight who watches over the family.
Sarkar!
I mean, that's his sworn duty. I mean, that's what any honorable knight soldier does.
No! Duncan!
I mean, that's his family. That's who he bleeds for.
Ooh.
Any comments so far?
Mikey likey.
Just one of the things. Look, I've loved looking at Oscar Isaac in that role since I first saw a picture because he really strikes me. He just kind of reminded me a lot of the stature and everything else of Jurgen Prochnov, which I loved him in that role. And he had just kind of. I hope he does as good, if not better, a job.
Yeah,
I think he will.
The one that I'm not the most impressed with is the kid.
Paul.
Oh,
Chalamet.
Like he's a combat trainer. He's a warrior. Oh man.
Yeah, he's a little Abercrombie and Fitch, if you know what I mean.
Well, he's supposed to be like a 14, 15-year-old kid in the book. So
yeah, I get that.
That look, and because there has been thus far, to my knowledge, no commitment for part 2 of this movie being made. Nothing's been signed. They're hoping, I guess, for a good box office on this one, but it does afford Villeneuve the time to let Timothée Chalamet age a couple of years.
Put on some weight.
Yeah, put on some weight.
He's had time because they filmed this almost 2 years ago now.
Exactly, and it might be another year before they commence filming on the next one. So that kid will have 3 solid years, which at that age could make a big change.
Well, he's 25, I think, right now. Or something.
Oh, is he? He looks super young. Okay,
because he's underweight. Like he's deliberately. He's got to be at least 115.
Okay. God, darn. Yeah.
Good God, someone get that guy some rabbit chicken tacos for dinner.
Rabbit chicken
cheeseburger.
Fraternal, maternal. He's all of those things to Paul.
Paul Atreides, you are your father's son. You are my son.
Lady Jessica is part of the Order of the Bene Gesserit. This order that she's a part of, we could say, make her perhaps the non-traditional partner to Duke Leto.
This group of women who carries enormous strength and power.
Okay, now clearly you know this. Then why the fuck did you just say what you said, lady?
That's what I don't understand.
Didn't finish the book.
I love Rebecca Ferguson. Everything I've seen her in, I've really enjoyed her. And she's beautiful. She's talented. She looks great as Lady Jessica. I think she's a great cast. So I don't know what she's talking about.
No,
it's because she didn't finish reading the book, just like she said. Look, a man wrote the book, right? She's a woman. She didn't finish reading the book. So that's almost equality, but not quite enough.
Dash D's asks a relevant question here. Sorry to ask this. Don't be sorry. But why is he blurry in the fight scene? And thank you for the donation. You didn't have to do that. I would have answered this question whether you donated or not. That again, we try to answer other questions too in the chat, guys. So it's not like you necessarily have to super chat, but it is greatly appreciated. But the answer to that, I think Script can probably answer that best.
Oh, so in this age of humanity, people are given personal shields to defend themselves, and they're kinetic based. So the harder you hit, the more resistance the shield gives. So you have to kind of slowly plunge a knife into past the shield in order to get a kill hit. And it also doesn't work against energy weapons because if you were to shoot a person with this shield with a laser, it would create a nuclear explosion. So it ends up basically circumventing the use of energy weapons on it. So it forces people to have resort to hand-to-hand combat
Yeah, it's
in a
back to
traditional skirmish.
strangulation.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Kyle MacLachlan almost killed Captain Picard in '84 doing it.
Yeah. And Bryant Barth says, do you think SJWs will go after Dune? I don't know. I don't know if they'll go after it as hardcore as they did with Joker. Because there's a lot more going for this as far as them not to gripe about. But I don't think they'll give a shit about it enough. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think it might be. Well, I never know for sure, but
right.
I think it might have a Joker effect by way of the media trying to report on it and bash on it.
Red Tigress brings up that Rebecca Ferguson is virtue signaling a woman who has not read the novel and admits to it. Lady Jessica literally drives the first 3 Dune novels. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and not only that, what's her face that Zendaya plays, her character's
Chani,
yeah, is very important to the story as well. And that's where I think Denis Villeneuve is getting misinterpreted with that interview, because it was like an Italian interview interpreted into like another language and interpreted into English. And I mean, he was probably just explaining how her character is very important to the story going forward once they get to that second half.
So the girl that becomes his girlfriend out in the desert, that's going to be played by that girl that was in the Spider-Man movie.
That's Shining.
Oh my God! Why would they ever cast her? She always looks like this. Like she has no idea where the fuck she is.
I'm not going to disagree with you, Jesse. Like, her casting was the worst idea. I wouldn't care less if it was an actress that was black. That part doesn't bother me. But there's like probably a half a dozen better choices.
I want someone who looks aware.
Well, that too. Like,
that's helpful.
It looks like a fucking walleye.
Yeah, she's not the greatest.
Well, you mean basically whenever you look at her, you get flashbacks to the drunken nights at the strip club where all the strippers have the same expression.
Hey! Except I know what they're looking at. They're looking for their coke dealer.
Grip Doctor, we talked about this a couple weeks. No more talking about nights out with Mexican Iron Man, okay?
All right, let's get back.
I know that incident with
here.
Lupita.
Oh, she's got the sniffles.
Yeah. It took us weeks to get rid of Lupita. Let's not bring her back.
Yeah, no shit, right? Let's get back to this.
They are bodyguards, they are fighters, they can read people. And this is what Jessica is having to deal with, being a mother, a lover, and this Bene Gesserit.
How can the Emperor?
This is a good shit.
Take everything we've built and give it to that duke!
When as a gift, not a gift.
Every movie needs its
That's our first real look at Baron. Like,
Skarsgård, man, she's a piece.
I don't like Batista, but he's perfect casting for the big dumbass.
For the brute.
And as I was saying earlier, like underneath the Fremen suit, I would imagine that pasty whiteness that we just saw in Batista to be underneath there, because they would never take him off. They don't have to. It takes every aspect of their bodily waste and sweat and puts it into water so that it can keep them alive. So
now, who was the actor from the first movie that played the Baron? Because he was so fucking.
I think of his name.
I don't. Yeah, I can't think.
I've seen him in
either.
other things.
Oh yeah, he's a character.
Oh, they made him really hideous in that one. With
somebody in the chat
and everything.
Oh yeah,
it was so cool.
Chat, help, chat.
Xenobit says, speaking of Zendaya, did they announce Zendaya for Silk, Zendaya for X-23s, and Zendaya for Jubilee yet? Not yet. Well, probably for the last 3, but I don't know about all of them
yet. Give him another year.
Yeah, give him another year. No, yeah, she's like the Idris Elba, the new Idris Elba for sure.
Except she doesn't fit any roles.
No, not really. And House of Atreides is here. How you doing? Speaking of, perfect timing, says, did you guys know that Gurney Halleck and Duncan Idaho were both born on Giddy Prime? Both fled to Caladan after different times to join the Atreides. I did not know that. Interesting. Very interesting. Is that in any of the books, or is that like just some side note stuff? Or
I honestly don't remember.
I don't remember that in
the book.
I was gonna say
Dune. That might have been in one of the latter books where like Duncan Idaho has been like cloned or recreated over 1,000 years or so, and he remembers his origin eventually. Can't remember.
Yeah.
God, I'm so excited for this.
We've got a name for that actor, Kenneth McMillan. Thank you, chat.
Oh,
all right. Thank you. Yeah, that's who it was. Yeah.
Bad guys, and the Harkonnens are the old ancestral enemies of the Atreides.
The Harkonnen have been a very dark, sadistic family in this galaxy.
Frank Herbert created a very powerful character into Baron Vladimir Harkonnen.
He just shows up, and then his shadow looms throughout the film. He's the cause of many people's death.
That's a good
He feeds
shot
off of fear. He feeds off of pain. He's a vicious, sadistic person.
Now squeeze, Rabbit. Squeeze hard.
Yes, Uncle. And the vermin.
Kill them all.
I like that.
The vermin are native tribes.
That was the scene I was
living in
talking about earlier.
I just lost it in the chat. Somebody was asking about the red hair. That's gone, huh?
Yeah, they don't have. They're hairless.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't seen Fade yet, though, have we?
I don't.
No,
think
he's
so.
not in this.
No,
He's not in this.
No, he's in the next half.
Yeah, because this movie actually ends.
Well, yeah, I guess
This movie ends right after
the sacking of
they
the
meet-
Atreides house.
Yeah, I was gonna say right after they meet the
okay.
Fremen. Yeah.
That's
So in the
usually
original
where they
movie,
break
it
it. Like the
was-
Sci-Fi Channel movie even broke it there.
In
I
the
think.
original movie, it was smashed together that they showed up together then, as opposed to the books.
Well, the book. This is actually they're taking the first book and spreading it out.
Yeah, they cut it in half at best.
Yeah, the Lynch movie does try to encapsulate that whole first book. It just does a shitty job at the end there mainly.
Yeah.
But like, so this movie will end roughly where all that right before all that psychedelic shit is happening and his sister is born. I don't know if that'll happen in this movie or not.
No, that would have to be the second half.
I think
There's
that
no way.
starts in the second half
Because when
I
the
can't remember
Harkonnen
if you
come
said
in,
script if it's in this. Yeah.
Oh, Ogre, I don't like that.
Yeah, like I said, if you go back, Jesse, if you ever find a copy, I've still got one though. If you ever find a copy of the Sci-Fi Channel movie from 2000, now people poo-pooed that. The production value wasn't that great, but they broke it up into two parts, which kind of did what looks like Denis Villeneuve is trying to do here, kind of around the same point, right where the attack happens. And
Yeah, it's right after the attack.
Yeah, right after the attack, and you see the Thopter flying out into the desert with Paul and his mom, and that's kind of it.
Well, and
That's
this
the
is
end of
why
part
I
one.
think Denny was being kind of misunderstood when he said that the next half is going to have a lot to do with Shani, is because I believe it ends right after where he meets her. Like I believe, isn't that right?
Probably,
Yeah,
he
you're
wouldn't.
right.
Yeah, that
Especially
would
the
have
way they
happened.
played the scene in the trailer.
Well, he doesn't meet Chani until after he escapes after the Harkonnen attack.
Yeah, that's
So,
where it
yeah.
supposedly ends, is right after that. Right after they get chased by the worms and shit.
Yep.
And right after he would meet her for the first time.
So
Is
you might
that
get
about
10 minutes of her.
script? Is that where you remember ending in the script, or where did it end there?
Yeah, it pretty much ends with the Atreides. Paul does the challenge for his position in the Fremen, and that's
Okay, so it actually has all that shit too?
if I recall correctly. Yeah, it does.
I wonder if they'll lop that off though and save it for the second part. Because from what I heard, it ends right after the worm chase, is what I heard, and the taking of when they first attack. That's what I heard. But Andre will see it in less than a week. So
How long do we have to wait?
a couple more weeks.
October 22nd, I think, huh?
Yeah, a couple more weeks. But yeah, there's a few people seeing it next week. I know Andre's going to see it Wednesday, I think.
So we're gonna get this, then we're gonna get Doom Patrol right in the same week. That's good.
Thank you for the $2 super chat, Gladiator, but I'm pretty sure he is not. In fact, he was false flagged himself. Xenobit says, "Did you know Elliot Page has a better abs than?" Yes, he does. Okay, you don't need to keep rubbing it in, Xenobit. All right. He's a sexier man than me. I get
Terrible.
it.
That's terrible.
He is a much sexier man than me. And did you delete this Xenobit, or did it get deleted? I didn't even see what it said.
That wasn't one. That wasn't me, and it wasn't one of us. I don't think. I think that's the YouTube bot.
Okay, he says I super chatted, message deleted, lol.
Oh, he did that as a joke.
Oh, you know what? Okay, Xenobit. I'm over backstage trying to figure. Xenobit got me. I'm backstage trying to figure this thing out.
I know,
He
me
was
too.
in the private chat. Somebody
Oh, he got
Even
me.
Stephanie
Xenobit
said that was mean.
Xenobit got me.
You shithead.
Cute.
All right, Adam Wolford, thank you so much for the generous $20 super chat. This is why can't they use energy weapons? Is that they use the shields?
Yes.
Which is offshot of the FTL drive, making it impossible because it will make nuke explosions. Like, yep, you were saying that earlier. But they're guns, dart guns, and marble guns. Yep.
Yeah, there's a dart gun that's got wings to it that slows down once it gets close enough, so that can try and penetrate.
Did you
the shield
guys see they have like this new gel? Well, I don't think it's new, but they're at least figured out a way to do this. Like it's almost like
the
they might
Demolition Man gel?
Well, no, what it is it may be, but I don't know. It's like they might be able to put it in for like a force field, to use it in force fields. But what it is basically, it's like basically what this is, but it's like a gel. And like if you throw something hard at it, or you try to shoot a bullet at it or whatever, it'll just ricochet. But if you slowly pierce your finger into it, you can get through it, right? Like it's a gel. But because
so it works like water. So the harder you hit water, it resists. But the slower you go
but
into
it's like, but since it's a solid, it works even better against like. But they're like, because it could absorb explosions and things like. So they're looking at maybe being able to implement this into some kind of force field kind of gel.
Be really good on oil tankers.
I was gonna say, like, well, it's the first step. I mean, we got a ways to go, but I mean, you never know. We're getting there. And yeah, Mike, I see you now.
Is it some kind of nanoparticle in it that the surface area absorbs the shock?
No, I think it's just the consistency of it and just how it works. Because, like, a guy tried jumping in it, like diving, and he bounced, but then he sunk right in after he landed on it, kind of thing. And then, so they'd have to do some more tweaking to it, because otherwise you could come up with a weapon that could get through it pretty quick, right? You just have to have a weapon that explodes and then attaches itself to it and then just slowly sinks in and has a second explosion or something like that. You know what I mean?
Or
like
sphere.
Yeah, something to that effect, right? Like, yeah, it wouldn't be hard, but like it's just the first step of like, okay, this is the beginning of this. And you know how kind of like in episode 1, how they make those shields and how everything kind of just ripples and bounces off? That's what I'm picturing that you basically have to do, is create some kind of electrical field that the gel would sit between or something. Basically, I don't know. It's pretty nutty shit.
You'd have to. That'd be really hard.
Yeah, well, they're just like I said. They got a ways to go with it.
Oh, I know. You can mix metal into it. No,
maybe I'm sure if it's thick enough. They're working on it.
If it's thick enough, maybe.
I don't know. I got off on a tangent there, but Adam Wolford then adds the dart guns and marble guns go fast enough to pass through the shields without causing a nuke explosion. So that's where it works a little differently than the gel I was talking about. House Atreides says it's in the prequel books. Okay. House Atreides, Duncan, age 8, Dune, House Harkonnen, Gurney, adult, 3rd book, House of Dune, Carino. There you go. And Andre,
I haven't read the prequels yet.
Yeah. Andre went back to start with the prequels and read it in order.
Oh.
Yeah, tactical jello. That might be even what they call it, Rudy. It's kind of like it looks just like a jello. It does, and it wiggles like it's weird.
I wasted 5 seconds of your time
and $2.
No,
okay, I have it upside down. Okay, just for the record, I know I'm on staff, but I am not standing on my head because I weigh too much to read that.
It's okay, Mike.
I could read that easily too.
Right, hold on, let me go upside down here.
Okay, no, actually. No, it's not the foamy stuff.
I thought we were going to hear the chair crash.
D30 is the foamy stuff. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That's kind of what Script was talking about, like they have in
Demolition Man, right?
Demolition Man, yeah.
That's my car into a cannoli.
Yeah, it's something totally different, though. It's like a gel. And Warwolf
was it orange colored in the video?
It was like an orangish tan, yeah. Yeah, and it was like, well, more of a tannish color, kind of like a beige, just kind of plain whitish kind of color. More or less, but like you figure it's all bundled together, so it's just like that gel kind of pale pastel, whatever kind of color. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll find the video and I'll send it to you someday. All right, let's get back to this.
The toughest environment, deep heat, massive sandstorm, dangerous predators all around.
Stilgar is the leader of the Fremen. He is a powerful character, and he's a warrior, but also is a warrior. He worries about the future.
Take good care of your family. Dr.
Eyes
Kynes, on the
look
surface, was seemingly just somebody who's an ecologist, someone who cares about the Fremen. But then you start to understand how much pressure she is actually under.
Paul is dreaming about this strange young woman that keeps talking to him in his dream.
Paul.
She feels like an old friend again, and someone that wants to guide him.
Follow the friend.
Johnny is native to Arrakis.
Yeah, see, I think all these scenes here are the end.
Well, what I was going to say was I think most
or at least
of
a
what we're
dream.
gonna see from Chani, I would
Or a
guess,
dream, maybe.
is going to be in dream sequences. Yeah, in this movie.
So that's the thing, is I think they meet up right at the end.
Yeah, I think you're both right. It looks like when they have the dream sequences that they occur in the movie, like
She's a fighter at the end of the day.
And that's generally how it goes for
House
the first half of the
Atreides
book.
and the Harkonnen have an ancient grudge, and the forces that they're up against are much greater than he had anticipated.
These shots though look amazing.
And it's the moral catalyst.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that!
Towards something greater.
Vertigo. He looks cool.
I hope it's I hope it's good. I really do.
Me too.
I'm hoping.
So one woke bitch can't spoil the whole bunch, apparently.
I hope
she doesn't have enough control to do so.
I just don't think she understands the story. That's the big part.
Do you like our worms?
I think she's just rolling along in the interview with the narrative, the official Hollywood.
So now that all you guys have finally seen this Valiant, what'd you think of it?
I like that one. I really had not seen that featurette before. I've seen the trailers. I thought that was great. It gets me more excited about the film than I already was, which was a lot. Again, I'm a big fan of this book. I'm a fan of the movies, the '84 version even, and the 2000 sci-fi version. In fact, I just watched them both a few weeks ago. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this big time.
Aren't you getting on a plane, Culture?
Shouldn't he be on one right now?
Like, let's see the stuff and the things. You know, the things. Come on, man. So Jesse, what do you think now?
I feel good about it, honestly, and I'm usually like really picky about stuff.
Yeah,
and,
you're usually pretty pessimistic and picky.
I am, because it's like most of the time it doesn't matter and it ends up being just something's wrong with it. But it looks great. I mean, everybody looks as they should in my mind's eye. The only weird thing that I didn't really like was that on the Baron they had the big black robe thing that drapes all the way to the ground. I just liked him being in the general garb, floating around like a fucking crazy asshole, like he was going to shoot somebody.
Well, that might have just been that one scene, Jesse.
He's too like Emperor, like too much Emperor Palpatine vibe in this for me. He needs to be.
The other trailer does show him take off into flight, though. I think it shows him take off. Mike, what do you think?
I'm excited. I can't wait.
You'll watch it again and again. It was better.
Well, let's just put it this way. I haven't seen any rabbit chickens in this.
Was it a triumph?
Yeah. Well,
I don't know about that. Total triumph.
I don't know about that, but I'm gonna hold judgment. But so far, since I don't see any rabbit chickens, I don't think I'm gonna walk out of this movie.
Oh well, I misinterpreted script or Culture. I was gonna say I thought you said you weren't gonna be able to make it tonight. So here you go. Here's a link. Turd.
Coach is like, my plane was leaving tomorrow morning, and I wanted to play with you guys in the sandbox, and you didn't send me a link. Wham.
Yeah, it was misinformation. I thought the way he was talking, he's like, I can't make it tonight. Love you guys and all that stuff. And I even told you all before the show, I'm like, he misses us and he wants us all to touch his hair. Remember, but no.
Yep, screw you guys, I'm going home.
Screw you guys, I'm going home.
He's in space.
Yeah, I thought we were doing the Star Wars film, right? That's what we just watched the trailer thing for.
And
that was not Star Wars.
Oh,
and bye.
It did have a little bit of the prequel vibes though in some parts.
No. Look, I'm a huge Dune fan, so I'm one of those people that I'm still trying to maintain the hype, right? Especially after people stay on Mark.
Mark's 47.
Okay, you got points, man, for that one. That was great.
But I'm still trying to maintain the hype, and I'm gonna take Script's word for it. I'm gonna take Andre's word for it that I'm not gonna be a crazy human when I leave this film, because
if it's bad, I'll tell you.
If it's bad, it means that the script was better than what was shot, and that's always a shame.
Yeah. All right.
Because I'm not that invested in Dune, right? Like I like it, but I've never been like this longtime fan. So I got more into it recently because Andre kind of forced me to. Because I had to, otherwise there was no way I was going to be able to edit his retrospective a while back.
Yeah, and I'm with Renegade though. I loved the Lynch stuff, even though it was not the books. I mean, it was kind of the books, but it was good.
It's still fun.
Yeah, it was very fun. I know a lot of people are like, well, it's did it, and I'm like, yeah, I know, and there's some stuff in there that didn't exist, but I really did enjoy. I enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed the director's cut. So, but the film, I just want it to be good, and I'm letting the gender bend thing go. I'm just gonna set that over here, and I'm gonna just let it go, and we'll see what happens. So.
All right, I won't be triggered. I'll let it go too.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna sing the song, but I'll let it go.
Oh God! Come on, Culture.
Let it go. Let it go. Spent all my frozen money on blow.
I got
my nose. There it goes.
Dash says, "I gotta go."
Culture.
He's got to take off, but well, take off, you hoser. No, I'm just kidding. But
Hoser,
can I just resub and redo my membership? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Dash. You do that.
Who's got to go? Valiant?
Dash has to go.
No.
Oh.
Dash D said to go.
He's leaving in a dash.
Hey,
hey, your Muslim uncle. How you doing? Hail from Sufi mom and I. Not from the hospital. Oh, good. Good.
That's great. His mom got it. They went to the ER.
I remember hearing that. Yeah.
I've been in constant contact with him. He's been, and I'm going to call you tomorrow morning, brother, or maybe I'll call you after the show tonight. And mom's okay, and they're home now, and that's great to hear. I'm glad she's okay.
Yes, indeed. Very glad to hear that, and yeah, hopefully everything goes well. Anyway, we also have 32 flavors of Nick here. How you doing? And the weave must go, he says. Well, the weave is usually gone with the wind.
Actually, you know what? Here's the cool thing. So I double checked my flight time. I am actually going to be able to do a live version of the 6 Minute Daily tomorrow morning. So I thought I was going to have to pre-record it too, but I pre-recorded Thursday and Friday. But of course, I recorded them live. So if I flubbed up, I left the flubs in there. So
there we go. Keep it authentic, right?
I do. Yeah, that's the goal. It's like, hey, let me give you the authentic. You know, if I
pre-recorded 6 minutes of culture and no microphone.
Yeah, do that one. That would be great.
Happen. I don't know.
He added in a freeze just to be, you know,
I recorded
on consistent.
I recorded it and I uploaded it. I didn't even look at him. So
he just sits there and he just freezes.
I could be muted for 8 minutes or whatever, you know, with the sound.
You were laughing, Chad. He's actually done this shit too.
He's done it a couple of times.
Oh, dude! This morning, it was like for at least 45 seconds I was muted. I was
think
like,
every YouTuber has that nightmare story where you've spent all this time on this video, you've done everything, you're rushing to get it out there, you get it out there, you get like 10 people watching, and then all of a sudden somebody says, "There's no sound." There's no sound.
Well, I've caught it before. I've uploaded it. But I have recorded everything and everything's plugged videos and then realized the fucking mic wasn't on.
Mine are always good ones where I'll end up getting like the wrong picture in the wrong spot or something like, and then I have to read it, and then Andre didn't catch it or something. It's like motherfucker. So then we got. House of Atreides says Liet Kynes being race gender swapped will have little effect on the movie. It was the best choice to swap. Yeah, and that's what Andre and Script and these guys have been saying all this time.
Yeah, and I'm willing. I'm gonna put the frozen treatment on it and just leave it over there.
That swap was purely superficial. There's nothing else they could have done more with it that could have made it.
I think these reviews are at least.
The reviews are like, this is an old school science fiction film that doesn't feature any of the stuff we want to see today. It's like,
exactly.
You're not real critics.
That's what I'm reading. Exactly, Script. That's exactly what I'm reading. And especially, I think it was the, oh gosh, what one was it? Not the Variety one, but it was one of the bigger papers.
The Variety one was rough.
Was it the Hollywood Reporter one?
The Variety one was rough. Maybe it was the Hollywood Reporter one, but they were like, I don't know if it was Scott Mendelson. It might not have been because it was Scott Mendelson.
Forbes. He's such a tool.
Maybe it was Forbes, but anyway, yeah, he was going on and on about it. And it's like all the things that you didn't like about it, Scott. I think it was Scott. So that's why he went. Because in my head, I keep saying all the things that you didn't like about it, Scotty, are all the things that all the fans are gonna love.
Yep.
Right. He was talking about it being a slow moving, pot boiling kind of sci-fi, very atmospheric, and all these kind of things. It's like that's what Dune fucking is. It's
like,
it's one of those things where you enjoy the scenery while you're watching.
It's a very much a tone poem, right? Like that feature. Yeah. That's why I love that featurette. It captures everything so perfectly, as far as I'm concerned.
And like it picks up. It just takes a bit to get going, and you know what? It's perfectly fine because it establishes the world, and it's a slow build. It draws you into it, and you start to see a political structure and the rivalries that exist, and you know the overall, you know, well, we would call it geopolitics, but it's this it's beautifully built. The world is beautifully built.
It's called foreplay.
Yeah.
Well, you have two aspects to it. You have the beauty of it, right? You have all the things that you get to look at, the eye candy, right? Yeah. The other side of it is like you were just saying. You have the intrigue of it's building upon this Game of Thrones-esque kind of story. Yeah. And, you know, even if you know what's going on, just watching the intricacies of it. It's like I was talking about the other day. Like, I love courtroom dramas for the same reason. That's where it's all built on this cast. And this fucking cast is, oh my God, aside from like a small percentage of it, maybe 15% of the cast, it is fucking brilliant. like I can't believe the cast they got here. Like that's what I'm afraid of, is they're not going to be able to get everybody back for the sequel.
Well, no, they will. That's the thing is and I mentioned it well, in one of the premiere versions of the 6 Minute Daily that's coming up, I talk about somebody that the director specifically.
It is in a sense Ray Lavi. I know it's not like with all the sex and shit like that, but it is with the political,
with the family dynamics.
I was just thinking that
the family dynamics and all that kind
the
of
War
shit.
of the Roses and things like that. I mean, it's
Any
old school.
I think it'll play to that crowd, though.
Is
Is my
called Game
point.
of Thrones now.
Yeah, exactly. Like anything where somebody's doing like something to underhand somebody and take over power and blah blah blah. That's that's kind of what I'm getting is it'll play to that crowd. And then you got like you guys said, boy band junior up front. That's why the girls are into this. I'm sure Valiant. That's why you're.
Speaking of that, in that very last scene before it cut off,
she got
no, she really just.
I hope so. I hope
she's
for
an
your
avid
sake.
reader, and she just heard me talking about it. She watched one of the older movies with me. No. She's into sci. She's a huge anime nut. Like that. This is the daughter that I watch all the anime stuff with. So she's big into like the sci-fi fantasy aspect, and she just got the book. I mean, she's probably gonna gobble it down in about a week, if even that.
Yeah, and the other thing that the reviews keep pointing out, though, is that this movie has a quote-unquote white savior problem.
Oh, God, I saw that.
So that means they're doing the story right, folks.
Yep.
Yeah. Go white savior.
How do you make an action movie where no one's saving someone?
It's not that. It's the white part. And
it's the fact that
it's simply the racism.
He's seen
it's all
his
about
privilege.
the melanin, baby.
He's seen his privilege. You have a mother and a wife who are loyal to the husband, and it's the basic family dynamic, and not like honestly.
And there's a Death Star.
And there's a Death Star.
Fuck it.
Just because.
And you know what? It would be terrible to show people how to form a really strong structure by having a family unit. That's the problem.
Well, what's the irony is that the family unit in Dune is actually quite different, because Leto Atreides isn't married to Lady Jessica. They're in love and they're together and they have a kid, but they're not married.
That's true. I did say
Leto is married to someone else, but that's like a marriage in name only type of thing.
That is
and the
true.
same thing goes with Paul as well. Like he gets married to the Emperor's daughter. They never have a child. She will never know him the way Chani knows him, and Chani will be the one that births the next generation. And it's all like just political marriages.
That is true. Thanks for correcting me on that, by the way.
Well, when
I think I did say husband.
To the cast so he can introduce his wife to his woman.
But the dynamic is still set up like your basic.
But it is a nuclear family. Like Lady Jessica's by his side all the time, and they're passionately in love with each other. They have two
raise
kids.
Their son and daughter. Yep. Well, until he gets killed, but yeah. Spoilers, kids.
Oh wait! Spoiler alert!
50-year-old fucking book and a 30-year-old movie.
I think we've spoiled it since we started this segment.
It's like a 60-year-old book.
Yeah, Sandra's right. Sandra's right. She is a concubine,
film.
And that's probably another problem they have with this. Like that's the thing. This movie is set up for them to have nothing but problems.
It is by today's modern politics. But look, this is one of the reasons why stories like Star Wars, stories like Script, I've talked about this, Back to the Future, all this kind of stuff, Dune, they're kind of timeless. It's just traditional old stories that there's no regard for current politics, current affairs. You only have the politics in the movie that are of the movie. Like I always said, the only politics that belong in Star Wars is the rebellion versus the Empire. Just like with Dune, the politics in Dune is Atreides versus Harkonnen versus the Emperor versus the Bene Gesserit. That's it.
Now, is there the implied like homophobic or because like the first movie has been accused of being homophobic, right? With Baron and you don't know about this?
I don't remember it being accused of
in the Lynch film.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Now this is the thing. I'm surprised.
I don't remember this.
Okay, well, undertones. It's undertones. Very. Not only is there, like the whole because they make the bad guys gay.
Well, okay, yeah. I mean, I remember that. Yeah, Baron Harkonnen and Fade. And, yeah, I know.
Baron was doing that thing with that little kid, or not kid, but that young man, and kills him. Yeah,
exactly. And then the whole space herpes thing is Lynch's comment on AIDS at the time.
No,
which just became a thing then too.
Yes, that's why there's sores all over.
No,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't even catch that at the time.
Yeah. He got away with all this at that time.
It looks more like syphilis.
Yeah.
Jesse!
What? It's a thing.
And I'm not saying it's okay, but the thing is they didn't know enough about the disease yet.
It
was filmed in 82 and came out in 84. So yeah.
So it's right at the it was right at the peak of like not even knowing, like they still thought if you touched somebody with it you'd get it. Like
it was a very ignorant take on the AIDS epidemic.
Oh yeah.
Well,
he was getting his information from the doctor that's currently navigating all this other stuff at the end.
So the same doctor that got it wrong in the 80s is getting it wrong now, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Ed Star, oh my god, dude.
Yeah,
holy
for real.
Shit.
Dang.
This is the biggest super chat I think I've ever had that wasn't on a birthday stream.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Wait, do you want me to go on camera and do a little dance in my
Please, Mike.
in my salsa banana song?
Are you wearing
Whoa, stop at that salsa banana thong shit. You were good up until that.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm all right with that.
Is that an enchilada?
As long as it covers all his bits and pieces up, that's all that matters.
I can't guarantee that.
Thing is a thong that's going to cover. Never mind.
Then use a banana.
Would you like some taco sauce? I make it myself.
Thank you for the super chat, Ed.
But Ed says, and you are a true star, sir. You got me with white savior problem. And I hope that was not a mistake. It says happy to help the channel, so I'm assuming not. Wow, thank you.
Wow,
so darn much.
Awesome,
wait, hey, you know what?
Awesome.
I'm gonna hit the button. I'm gonna hit the button.
Thank you. And then Nelson Sharita fired one in here too. Says there's a war, betrayal, murder, and prophecy. Nothing like Game of Thrones. As I said, outside of the sex aspect.
Well, if there's no
War of the
dragons, but
Roses.
they got ships.
It is War of the Roses. And Force of Lightning's in the chat too. How you ladies doing? Or at least one of y'all. Thank you.
Hi, ladies.
So yeah, I mean, I'm kind of looking forward to this. If it sucks, I'll be the first to let you know because I have no real investment in this. I don't have like this major past with Dune like I do with like He-Man and stuff like that. So I'm not gonna lie or give you any false narratives, or I'm not biased in any way. There's no reason for me to. I have no incentive to, like anything else in this matter. But yeah, I, from what I've seen so far, I'm confident that I'm gonna have a good time with this movie.
Yeah, same exact thing here because I don't have that investment either, but I do see this universe where there's a shit ton of potential.
Script, did I get to ask you how you felt yet? And Culture, I think I have to ask you yet.
I'm looking forward to this film. I definitely want to see it in IMAX, and hopefully I'll get the opportunity to do so. Yeah, I mean, it looks good. The cast looks great. The only thing I'm worried about is the pacing, because the script is really, really well paced, but Denis Villeneuve really likes to take his time with scenery and stuff. And sometimes it's worth it, and most times it's not, in my opinion. But outside of that, yeah, I'm still looking forward to it.
Culture, outside of the Star Wars references, what are you thinking?
Oh, I'm excited. I mean, I really am. I've been trying to maintain, like I said early on here, trying to maintain that excitement that I had when I heard that this was coming. And now that it's becoming more real and people are, reassuring me that I shouldn't be freaked out about the thing I put over here, to let it go. I'm really, really excited. So I've been waiting for somebody to do this the right way for a long time. And I think this may be it. I think it may be it.
I think you may be right. I think this might be just the right time, the right place, the right moment. I hope that we're right, that the movie is a very good representation of the story, because if it is, and the critics hate it as much as we're going into this, and they're not liking it as much already that we're seeing for the most part. Hey,
that's what happened with the Joker. You're right.
Yeah, how come they complain if you bitch? They complain if you're positive. They just complain.
Because it's whatever you don't agree with them on.
Because they're unhappy people.
Why don't they just shut up and make money?
They don't know how to make money, which is why they want everything for free, Jesse.
They should have just gotten to politics instead.
They are getting into politics, Jesse.
They are. It's all interconnected.
But the politics that belong in the story, that's it.
Yeah, right.
Did I ever
And
tell
this,
you that I
and
love
this
you?
is the type of movie where you could have slipped in bullshit at every turn, but apparently they haven't. So,
Well, I think that's why they dislike it so much. Is like I said, it's almost a comment on the modern day in
Which
a
is
weird
what
way.
gives me hope.
Or at least you could look at it that way.
do you think he's going to ride the worm?
fuck yes. But not in this movie, I don't think. It's in the second movie.
Yeah,
it'd be in the second part. That'd have to be in the second.
Once he earns his place among the Fremen, yeah.
Yeah, that's way late in the story.
Yeah, in this movie, all he's going to be doing is bitching about going to the Tashi station to get power converters.
And the pain box. I like the pain box.
Look at Culture's face there. He's mad because he made a shit ton of Star Wars jokes till now. I make one and I get laughs. But you know what, Culture? The joke's on me because you got hair.
I do.
Oh shit.
And you look like Jesus. So
I could give half of that to Tom and he'd be covered.
Yeah.
Right? Yes.
Well, we're coming up.
To a skull
We're
cap.
coming up on birthday 51. That usually.
No shit.
Yeah, I'm starting to. November here. So that's usually when I get my occasional haircut.
Sir.
Yeah, I'm gonna be old.
You're looking good.
It's the new 30.
Distinguished.
It really is.
Distinguished.
Well, it is because when you take a look at the actual 20 to 30-year-olds, they're still in their teens emotionally. So yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah. Honestly,
They're all on my YouTube page today. Trust me.
Just appreciate the engagement, Valiant.
I tell all these
I love
kids
it.
that I'm going to
It got me to
outlive them, even though I
monetization.
smoke.
It's on.
Because they're going to starve.
He is Buddy Jesus.
Yeah.
Buddy Christ.
Buddy Christ.
There's his
Doesn't it
Halloween
just
costume. There you go.
pop? Buddy Christ.
There you go.
I still love that movie.
How much is
I have my
He's
Buddy
really
Christ. I
God
think I
damn
showed
it.
it. I showed my Buddy Christ off on a stream one time. It's over. It's in the
So like the
bookshelf.
tobacco company, you want to get them while they're young. Oh Lord, if we only had their numbers.
Here's Buddy Christ right here, kids. See?
The best part is that the facial animation.
Oh my God,
is-
you really do have him.
Yeah.
The facial animation is a young George Carlin. That's what's funny about it. It's deliberately a young George Carlin face
Doesn't
smile.
it pop? Buddy Christ.
They got to reach the kids.
Putting him on the cross is too dark and sad.
People don't come to church
Depressing.
to see that.
Yeah.
And
I
even
just-
as a Catholic, I laughed my ass off. at
It's
it.
so I don't care what anybody says. That
I
that
was raised
film was
Catholic, too.
so good.
It
Oh
was.
my God.
The script's even better, man. That's what
Yeah.
sucks. And all the deleted scenes are on the DVD too. They're there. He filmed it all. It's all there.
Mhm.
But sadly, the Weinsteins won't let him have it. But hey, you know what? At this point, I almost like fuck you, Kevin Smith. You don't deserve it. Xenobit says,
Oh. Hey,
sorry, that was a little harsh.
But Clerks 3, Tom, roof hockey.
But McClurk's 3.
Yeah,
But
I think Tom was out when he went on FNT and ripped up that poster of Kevin Smith on the air. So
Yeah.
I think that was
That-
it.
Oh, I missed that.
Oh,
You should have
you
seen
never
how
saw
upset
that?
I was when the sister to that
Oh.
poster got wrecked. Originally,
Come
not
on.
on purpose. I was upset. So for me to do that to that, because that was all I had left from that trip. So it was like, psh, gone.
It was violent.
You were like, F it.
Xenobit says, who would win a race? Gina Davis riding a giant worm or Colin McLaughlin riding a giant worm? Gina Davis.
Davis, without even the worm, she runs real fast.
I was
Well,
going to say, wait for the
she was
porn
really
parody
good.
for
She's
your
probably like
answer.
6 feet taller than him too.
Yeah, what was that amazing pirate film she was in that was ridiculous?
Cutthroat Island.
Cutthroat Island.
Yeah.
One of the worst.
Directed
box
by your
office bombs
ex-husband.
of
Or are
all
they still
time.
married?
It was, but I watch everything. So I mean, I just
Wait, she's way too woke to be married to Rennie Harlan still, right?
Probably. But I know she still runs. And she runs really fast and long. She can do like 10Ks without breaking sweat.
Wow. Yeah.
That's when you know you need to just stop wasting.
Yeah, I got
all
the
your time
Beetlejuice
and do
reference.
Something else.
Yeah, that was totally.
I actually used that as a trivia question one night. I can't remember where the fuck was it.
Beetlejuice.
What do Beetlejuice and Dune have in common? And nobody got it.
Sandworms.
Sandworms.
Do you remember the do you remember the rumor going around many years ago now that Johnny Depp was going to be the new Beetlejuice?
Oh God.
No.
Yeah, it's been going around for a while. It resurfaced maybe 4 or 5 months ago again. I was like,
That's a total Tim Burton play.
I hope it's
Wait, hold on. Jesse, did you hear the rumor that the new Beetlejuice was going to be Hugh Jackman?
Oh Christ!
That was a joke.
You know what? I'd love it
Gotta
to
be
be,
fucking joking.
Michael Keaton, but I just can't get behind Michael Keaton anymore because he's a woke piece of shit. There, I said it. I don't care if he's bad. I don't give a shit if you're Batman. You ain't shit to me.
There's
They
only
don't have a
or
choice
two.
out there.
Out of
The
the
only one or
family.
two
I
that
don't give a
isn't is, like,
fuck about not
Sylvester
having a
Stallone
choice.
and-
Look,
and
if you're
Clint
fucking
Eastwood.
Batman, you got a choice, okay?
Those are the only
You could
two we
be a
got left.
bitch or you could be a man. There's your choices. You
So
can
now
either
he's
be
bitch
your
man.
own person or you could just do what the crowd is doing like a little bitch.
You know
Okay?
what?
I'm not
now,
saying
if you
you're
don't
wrong,
get work,
Jesse,
I hate
but-
to tell you this, but you've already made more money than most people
Wow.
have ever made in their goddamn lives. So if you can't live on that, you're a fucking moron. I don't feel bad for you. So
Look,
either
you're
grow a
not
spine
wrong,
and be a
Jesse.
man, be your own person, or just go join the cult.
Look, you're not wrong, Jesse, but here's the problem we have. We only have 5
Shit gets
actors
me
to
heat,
work
I'm
with
sorry.
now, if that's the way you're going to be.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. You
That's
know why?
all we're
Because
going to
what
have.
will happen?
Every
They won't be able to
movie-
make any
Now, don't get
movies.
me wrong. I want to see a movie with Sylvester Stallone and Clint Eastwood in it, and James Woods for that matter. But I'm not so sure I want to see a movie with fucking Kirstie Alley now.
No.
So okay. So
Don't forget
I
John Voight.
John Voight, yeah, he'd be good.
There's
Yeah,
a ton of hot
okay.
based chicks. Have you ever seen a Trump rally?
All I want to know
What
is
are you talking about?
who are the actors that are not part of the woke cult?
I just told you.
Yeah, we just
Okay, do it
listed
again.
And Kurt Russell. And
Kurt
Tim Allen.
Russell, Sylvester Stallone, John Voight, James Woods. Who else you said, Tom?
Kirstie Alley.
Dean
What about-
Cain, of course, but he's
Dean Cain, yeah, but
What about that Australian? What
Kevin
about the
Sorbo.
Australian guy?
I mean, let's
But
go
those
down
two
the list.
both been
Oh, Russell
blacklisted.
Crowe? I don't know about Russell Crowe.
No, the other Australian. You know, the director, Mel Gibson.
Mel
right?
Gibson.
He's
oh,
not
yeah.
Australian. He's from New York.
Well, he was from New York, then he moved
He's
to
born
Australia.
in New York. He grew up in adolescence and early adulthood in Australia, and then came back to New York.
So yeah, he's technically American, but he was raised in
He
Australia.
was
That's
there
true.
until he made Gallipoli, if I remember right, and then that's when he moved, right?
All right. So is that it for the non-woke cult actors?
Oh, he's got
Maybe Christopher Lloyd.
Washington, Chris Pratt.
Maybe Christopher Lloyd and
Tim
Shatner.
Allen.
Has RDJ done anything woke out blatantly yet? 'Cause I
That's
haven't
another
heard
thing.
it.
I've heard that he's actually very Republican.
Wait,
But I
a minute,
don't know if
we
that's
got
true.
Shatner. We could just put Shatner in everything.
Shatner's
Oh yeah,
everything.
Shatner.
All right. So
Him and Christopher
guys-
Lloyd were in something that was actually considered to be
That's
pretty
what I
good.
just
I
said.
gotta go check it out.
Yeah,
Really?
so I was the
When?
one talking about it. It's called
Earlier
Sandman
this
Moment.
year.
Yeah.
So if for those of you in the audience, that is the that's the list of non-woke cult members.
Oh wait,
And
there's
there you
Tim Allen and
Yeah, I said Tim Allen.
you
Christy
said Tim
Swanson
Allen?
too.
There's plenty of them hiding that aren't
Oh, yeah,
nuts.
Buffy.
They just need to grow some balls and come out of the closet.
Oh, lots. and
Morgan
lots.
Freeman might not be woke. 'Cause
Yeah,
he's
I've seen some interviews with him that really.
I've heard
turned
he's a
my ears up.
badass pimp, motherfucker.
Yeah, he's the one that said if there was really racism in Hollywood, he would not be where he is.
Yeah,
He's like,
well,
are you
that's an-
fucking crazy?
I mean, there's definitely discrimination and bias in the industry, but like if you can make someone a lot of money, they don't care at that point.
STX Rob Star, we're not gonna go there.
Look, Charles is in
of
charge
shit.
of our days and our nights.
God, Bayo.
He did pretty well for himself.
What's wrong with Scott Baio? I like him.
He's been canceled because of Zapped.
Zapped?
No, it's just he hadn't been heard from
What is
in
that?
20 years.
You haven't seen Zapped? Oh, see Zapped.
What is that?
Well, he scrolls across my Twitter feed on the regular. So
Oh, that came out right.
Zapped
alongside
is a
Sharknado.
fucked up movie. They actually remade it a couple times, I think.
Did they?
Shark-
I had no idea they
Sharknado?
remade it, but I definitely know
Like-
the first one.
Variations on it.
And Sander, get out of here with that.
'Cause there's a sequel, and then I swear they had a remake in like the early mid '90s or something like that.
Pull up Sanders chat.
oh.
It's basically Porky's meets the absent-minded professor in a weird way.
But he's got telepathy though.
Yeah, it's like he gets these powers from a scientific experiment.
I just want another What Women Want.
Oh,
that was actually really fun.
We'll never get that. We got What Men Want, and that was the most.
That was frightening.
I didn't
Trash
watch it,
bags.
but I just could tell from the trailer. I'm like, this is the most inaccurate piece of shit I've ever saw. And
Trash
not that What Women Want was actually all that accurate, but at least it was funny.
Yeah, it was
Right.
well done.
Oh, good call, Grand Admiral Adam with Kelsey Grammer. That's another good one.
Is
They
he?
couldn't film a movie What Men Want. Are you fucking kidding me? It'd all
Exactly
be a
my
lie.
point. It would be like not beyond NC-17.
Yeah, it would just be a porno. It'd
Well,
be a
it'd be a
porno
short
with
porno.
intermittent stakes.
It'd be a porno for about 5 minutes and
And
then a bunch of
beer.
sports and monster trucks.
But no sports, weird theories of questions. It's like
I'm going to show you how to fix your house with just duct tape and
Watch
No,
your
like,
monster
we're
truck
done, like,
drinking
how-
beer,
why
talking
do we
about
s-
aliens and waiting to fuck again.
No, the big questions be like, is there an abbreviation for the word abbreviate? Just swirling around. Like,
yes, ABB. Move on.
There is though.
Good
That's
God,
messed
Dirty. This
up.
is where the show goes downhill, kids.
What are you
This
talking
is where
about?
the-
We're
this is
we're
my
like
favorite part.
Well, it's
Yeah,
about that
we're like
time.
only an hour in.
We're almost 2 hours in.
2 hours
Are
in.
we? Oh, 2
We
hours
are.
in. Oh
We're-
yeah,
yeah,
then
we're-
this is about the time.
Yeah, we're getting about that time. I don't think there was much else in the news part of things. We did have a sad loss. Great character actor. We lost Michael Williams, right? Was his name?
Michael K. Williams?
Yeah, Michael K. Williams.
Yeah, from The Wire and
From The
a bunch of other
Wire,
things.
Boardwalk
Passed away.
Empire. He's been in all kinds of stuff. And the movie that I always think of most is like Gone Baby Gone. And I just brought it up earlier too. The movie I saw him in not too long ago. Shit. Oh yeah, he was in Ghostbusters 2016, but I don't think anybody wants to remember that.
When was he in Ghostbusters?
Oh, RoboCop.
The remake.
He's one of the
remake of
agents.
He's
He's
in
one of the
one movie
agents
I
in
knew of.
Ghostbusters. So he's like in one scene probably. But yeah, RoboCop was the one that I watched not that long ago. I remember seeing him in. But yeah, he's a great actor. Kind of sad. Hopefully it's not related to that other stuff that was going on the other day that was kind of messed up the whole fentanyl thing. But yeah.
I'm tired of that, man. Do you realize how many times this is happening? It's like constant.
Yeah, he was on The Wire, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. 54, man, way too young.
Yeah.
Way too young.
So yeah, there's that sad news, and that usually brings the show down. So with that, we'll
Well
ask
done.
Jesse about some hookers.
Why would Jesse know about that?
I don't know. We'll just
Why? There's no reason at all why he should know anything about anything like that.
No,
Jesse,
if
tell
you guys-
them that you're a man of upstanding character and fortitude.
Oh, that's a
No,
lie.
I'm gonna tell
just wanna
everybody,
know if
man,
you
we
checked
ever
on
have
them
a
today and
Midnight's
actually
Edge
fed
after
them.
dark group up. It's got to be in Thailand.
Wait, what?
Thailand.
Why? Why did you just say that?
Here comes the Thai hooker jokes.
Yeah,
No.
well, it's look, it's probably only about $5 to $10 per. You can really let that money slide.
No. Wait,
Oh God.
I've heard you
Yeah,
can do the
Rod's
same
got it.
thing.
Jesse
Well,
perked up on
God,
that.
I haven't used this button in like 2 weeks.
Jesse's been to those basket clubs you hear about. You know what I'm saying?
What's a basket club?
Oh boy,
shit.
Can't talk about that. You can't.
Is that like a key party?
The first rule of Fight Club is you don't talk about Fight Club, Jesse.
They have them right next door to the Tijuana donkey shows, Jesse.
No,
I was gonna say I was told. Oh shit! I was told. Yeah, you can kind of do the similar thing down in Mexico. We don't have to go to Thailand. We can just go to Mexico.
Yeah, but in Thailand, they don't cut off
What?
your head and leave you in the desert.
Some of
That's
us are upstanding folks and people.
We didn't say you had to go, culture.
Okay, good.
Well, I'm only going to Culture.
That, or we just need somebody to videotape. I mean, come on.
Look, everybody, it's all
Culture
jokes,
has to go. He's
okay?
got to produce all the segments.
I've
That's what I'm
never
saying.
been to a donkey show. I'm not a porn producer, although I have looked into it.
No, but we did have a plan one time. Never mind. I'm not getting into that.
Well, see, no, this is perfect. We got that team. Culture will be the producer. He'll do the graphics and all that. DJ Valiant Renegade will provide
Sorry,
all the narration services.
And that's and
Oh, we're
that's
getting chastised. We got to stop. Six is
Yeah,
man.
we're getting in trouble.
Yeah, I think we
We
just
gotta
lost
tw-
like 30 people.
Jesse, any updates on
I blame Jesse.
GTA?
Yeah, GTA. They've been working. Look, GTA 5 came out in 2013, right? It's been a long time. Okay, it's almost a decade. They've never gone this long. Usually they go about 5 years, maybe 7 years to drop a game. But I'm guessing that Grand Theft Auto 6, even though it was primarily produced for next gen, it was probably started real production only about a year and a half ago, because that's when they started having the tech to do it on and go back and forth. Now, they probably had all their preliminary things done, but Rockstar doesn't say shit ever. Rockstar will tell you a week before it drops, or they'll tell you the day after it drops. Why? Because they're so big, they don't give a shit. You'll buy it. You'll figure it out. Like, But estimates are anywhere from 2023 to 2026 at this point.
I remember GTA 5 was coming out for like 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. They're really famous for setting the date back.
I don't see why it takes so long to put that game out.
It's a huge fucking game.
I mean, yeah, it does take a lot to put these games together. I mean, don't get me wrong, I get that, but
plus there's all the character work.
This is the longest we've gone between GTA games, though.
Oh, they wait a long ass time. Because this is the first Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto was released on PlayStation 3, then it was on PlayStation 4, now it's on PlayStation 5.
You're ignoring the PC games,
generations.
Man. Well, yeah, I know that point, but like this is the first time they've launched a system where they didn't have one within the first, I think, year or so of the launch.
I don't think you see this game until 2023.
I think you might be right.
At least.
Well, here's what I heard, and I don't know if you've heard the same kind of thing, Jesse, is that basically they're pushing now more so to expanding on the online stuff. It was such a success that they don't really feel the need.
On Grand Theft Auto 5, they still drop DLC.
That's what I'm saying. Like they're doing so good on the live stuff and all that stuff, and it's so popular still that they're like not in any big hurry. It sounds like.
Yeah, they're not, because they've made billions of dollars on shark cards.
I think you're going to see more and more, just like a lot of software companies, and this is one of the things just in my professional life, my real professional life, it's not YouTube. One of the things I've always looked in the last couple of years is the industries, particularly in software and now gaming, we're seeing it more and more where they're moving to more subscription-driven services. These companies are looking for this recurring revenue. They're looking for the monthly subscription fees. So if you can take a super popular franchise like GTA, and instead of, selling a hard copy or even a downloadable copy with a one time and put people on, okay, well, you buy it $50-$60, but, now we're going to get you for a $20 a year annual subscription or something like this. They start adding these extra things. This is where it's going. I mean, there was a lot of flack years ago when Adobe changed their methodology from buying a $600 software suite. Yeah. Well, I pay Adobe $50 a month. Yeah. I mean, and it's they've got that subscription model and their stock price is going up in the freaking stratosphere compared to what Microsoft and everybody too. So I think you're going to see video games next. That's where I was going.
Because I remember bring it back to EA games. Because EA games fucked everything up for everybody with the Star Wars games when they did the loot pack thing. Yeah. And now everybody is always like, oh, pay to win, pay to win, pay to win. But that's not really how it all works. But like you're saying, subscription based. Now, Rockstar is really smart and they go a different way about it where they release free DLC, but they keep upping the prices on everything in the DLC so that you have to buy shark cards in order to get it.
Shark cards. Yep.
So you have the same model, but you don't have to buy it.
No, you can earn it.
Yeah, you can earn it eventually.
Well, like with the freemium games, but like with stuff like this to where you have a base and then you can try to get people in for extra stuff and do the subscriptions. Like, for example, I pay right now subscription services for games. I have my Apple game thing lumped in with my $30 a month Apple One service that I get all my Apple services through. All right. I also pay PlayStation $39 a year for access to their classic library. So I can I have a few older PlayStation 2 and 3 games, but I pay $30-$40 a year. Let me go ahead and pay that.
Is there good shit in there though?
Yeah, there's some good stuff in there, and I do the same thing with my Nintendo Switch now. I pay them $20 a year, and I get access to download into the Switch or play online a lot of the old classic NES and Super Nintendo library.
Well,
I've
Xbox
got the physical
and PS
game
have a few
copies
things
too.
like that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
so I think you're going to see more and more of that going forward from these companies because that's what the
I,
revenues are.
honestly, I would prefer that. I would honestly prefer that because
until they can take it away from you, Jesse, that's the problem.
The game is going to die one day anyway.
Well, but go out to the used game store and buy the physical cartridges too. You can do that, but it's nice to be able to have them through a current system like this, to where I can play it, I can take it with me. And you know what? If it disappears one day and I cancel the subscription, fine. I still have the physical copies, but there's a convenience factor that for $20-$30 a year, if you really like gaming, that's a great market for them.
Yeah, and the one thing that makes me not mind it so much is because you guys are familiar with Elder Scrolls. Well, there's Elder Scrolls Online, right?
I know that
franchise by Bethesda, and you could buy a monthly subscription within the game that you don't have to have. But goddamn, does it make the game so much easier to play? You know what I mean? It's like, to avoid shit like that. That basically what that does is it skews the community.
Yeah,
it's not
games as a service is not a consumer friendly model. I understand it's convenient, but it's not consumer friendly.
But
and
what if they guaranteed DLC? Like, let's say for a year it was $100, but they guaranteed DLC.
That's great. I had guaranteed DLC when they launched Fallout 76, which is the biggest shit on the fucking front porch I've ever seen in my life.
Dude, I wanted that game so bad when I heard about it, and then I was so glad I didn't buy it because I've never heard one good thing.
No, and it's still a mess. And how many years ago did it release? It is a dumpster
a while
fire.
Back.
You know, and look, I mean, Bethesda's notorious for releasing broken shit, but they basically
upside down dragons.
Yeah, they basically released Fallout 4 again, skinned over with this, new Appalachia or whatever the hell it was, and they didn't even include all the improvements that the community had made on top of the game engine. And they promised a lot, they delivered none of it. If people bitch about what happened with Cyberpunk 2077, but the Fallout 76 was by far the worst I've ever seen.
It was aptly named then.
It's terrible.
Look, they're going to keep doing whatever they think is going to make them money. And if they think they have a market out there to where it says we have more people, we can make more revenue by selling subscription services on top of the game itself, they're going to freaking do it.
No, you're not wrong. It doesn't make it right though. Again,
No, I'm not saying that.
Yeah. It's the same thing. I mean, here's the problem. I had all these like star cards or whatever came in the loot boxes for the Star Wars game because I bought the highest end tier of whatever that was when it came out, right? And within 2 days, they turned all that off. So I was like, okay, so I can't get the shit I paid for.
Oh wow, that sucks.
Yeah.
What Star Wars game was that?
Oh,
Battlefront 2.
Battlefront
2 was originally from 2006, but the second Battlefront 2.
Right, the one with all the Last Jedi stuff.
It was so pretty, but it doesn't function properly because you get 30 people in a lobby. They don't know. EA does not know how to link up different internet speeds. So if me and you are shooting at each other and my internet is slower than yours, well, I'm over here now, and you're dead.
Yeah, they have massive latency issues.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Peter is not good with a shooting game out.
I want to get to some of these other questions. We got a super chat or two too. No, you guys are fine. It's a great conversation, but I just want to get the chat involved a little bit too here. Peter says Faye was a minor role in the first book. If the book first part of the book, his biggest scene was when the Baron tells the Beast Rabin that God, I can't read that.
Rabin?
Yeah, he was going to take over Dune, and then Faye was, and then goes to the second half, which was a little ways down here. Told that he was supposed to come in and replace Rabin as the savior and be the true leader of Dune. Yeah, I don't know if they'll introduce him in this story or not. I don't think he was in the script, right?
I don't recall him in the script.
Yeah, I was going to say, I remember that.
Wait till the second half.
Yeah.
Well, is that too late to introduce that, or is
it would be way too late, I think.
And then on the GTA talk, we got Xenobit who says, wasn't 2020 just a bunch of people wearing VR headsets thinking they were playing GTA?
No, I'll tell you why. In GTA, if you do something wrong, even if a bird sees you on top of a mountain, you get stars and the police come after you. In 2020 and 2021.
Yeah, the police weren't anywhere in 2020.
Peter, oh my gosh, dude. Yeah, I was just in the process of trying to answer your question or go through them. Thank you so much for this. And he says, I sent a bunch of comments, but all man thinking machines are outlawed. Mentats, which Paul is also literally a man machine. Yeah.
Yeah. He was trained as a Mentat and warrior and with the ways of the Bene Gesserit and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But he is, I don't know that much about Dune. He is completely organic, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But he's like,
the machines evolved or whatever it was.
You can make a machine; it just cannot be in the likeness of a human being or a human mind.
Right? Yeah, that's the whole thing now. Yeah, I don't know. Andre explains it really well in his one video.
Yep.
Nikki D says, "Oh, go ahead."
No, I was going to say thanks for the very generous super chat, my friend.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you. Nikki D says, what do you think Sony's future plan is for Spider-Man? Re-up another multi-movie deal with Marvel or create their own Spider-Verse? I think
they're going to do both, actually. Most likely.
Kind of a little bit of both, but I think they're going to re-up the deal with Marvel simply because Tom Rothman is not the kind of person who wants to mess with that.
Exactly. Marvel's footing enough of the bill that Tom Rothman is happy.
Exactly.
Yeah, Rothman's really happy, actually, by all accounts, because of how the Shang-Chi opened, and one of the reasons that they filmed for Carnage moved. I believe.
Yep. Well, and that was what I had heard before, was that the resistance was on Amy's part, not his, and he was the one that said, "Get your ass in there and get the shit done."
Well, but okay, so we've already talked about the other films that are on the horizon, right? Script.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
and they have some
Venom
kind of
2,
spider
there's,
connection to them.
Morbius.
Yeah, when the hell is Morbius coming out?
The Hunter's coming
next year.
There's a lot on the.
Oh yeah, and then there's Kraven the Hunter. I forgot about that.
The Hunter's coming, and they have a like a TV series in development.
The Black and Silver, or whatever it is, the Black Cat and Silver Sable one, has been in development hell for almost a decade now.
I
it's
think
been a long
that's
time.
bad.
It's like 8 years, right? 8 years.
And then I think
Pretty
Sinister
close.
6 they're going to have coming too eventually.
But I guarantee you, you're gonna have a Venom versus someone in the future after Carnage. So it's gonna be good. Yeah, I read an article today, and I don't know if you guys saw it, that Carnage is basically a love story.
But the comic story of it? I mean, Carnage is this kid of Venom, but like
no. I'm saying that Venom. The Venom aspect of the Carnage, Let There Be Carnage film, for Venom, it's basically a love story between him and the symbiote, I think is what they're trying to say. I didn't read the article. I just didn't know if any of you guys had seen it. But
that sounds like it was written by a real I'm gonna say progressive type of person.
Have not seen that one.
Trying to project like a gay relationship on top of it or something.
He was probably sitting there laying in bed saying, if I had a symbiote, I'd try to get it to do stuff.
I think, but they were like even saying, like, attributing it to the director. I don't know. I don't know. I read stuff all day long, guys. That's all. I mean,
okay, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe that he's explaining like the way that the two banter is kind of like a romantic comedy, perhaps.
Yeah. I mean, there's even a clip in the trailer at the end where, he gets out of the car and smacks the dude in the face, and the dude says, I really hope those two, figure it out or something like that. So who knows? But that's all.
I want to know what the same person thinks about Gilligan's Island.
I'm going to look it up because you guys think I'm smoking something and I ain't.
Gilligan's Island is
I don't think you're smoking anything. I was rolling my eyes at this story.
I just never heard that before. That's all.
Maybe.
Venom and Carnage sitting in a tree.
No, not those two.
F-U-C-K-I-N-G. Okay.
Xenobit coming in with another super chat says, dude, I said GTA 6, new and improved, no cop hack.
They will never take the cops out of GTA lobbies. The community has asked for it a million times, and I'll tell you exactly why. Imagine GTA without cops. You would never use your ammunition up, right? You would never get all of your shit taken. You would never get your stuff blown up.
There'd be no obstacle.
To go to the impound lot. It's not about the obstacle. It's about that you're going to run out of in-game money and have to buy another shark card because you're too lazy to go do a heist because you can't figure it out. That's how they operate. And they make money. They make bank like that.
Tell you what, though, if you want to go get on some heists, Jesse's got plenty of videos where he's done that.
Yeah, I could walk people through that stuff if you're on PlayStation.
Yeah. Eric Wimberg says, what's up, y'all? Hail. Well, hail, Eric. Thank you so much for the donation. Big fan of the channel. He's always sending me PayPal donations as well. Thank you for that. This side. Yeah, it is. Don't forget the new Saints Row game is a mess and's got fans mad. Yeah, I heard something about that, but I didn't really pay much attention because I've never been a big Saints Row fan.
Is that out yet? Or is that
I don't think it's out yet, but you haven't heard about this?
No, because I never played Saints Row because it looked cartoony to me. But people do love that game, so if they're screwing it up, they're going to waste a lot of money and not make any.
I guess it's going woke. I don't know though.
How do you make that woke? That's the kind of game you beat people to death with dildos dressed as a bunny.
I don't know. Somebody else know anything about this? What's going on? I heard very
Borderlands. I don't know.
Nope.
No idea.
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
The new Saints Row game is a 1000% soy. They actually took all of the soy they were going to put in soy lattes and they put it into this video game. You have the social justice haircut. You have, all of the stuff. They took all of the greatness that is the Saints Row franchise and threw it out the window in favor of a more modern audience driven character style.
Sounds like everything else they touch these days.
So is your first mission get a sex change?
I don't know. If you watch the trailer for the game is out there. It got ratioed like nobody's business. And this is weird because Volition, I mean, if you watch or if you've played the original games, they're a lot of fun, really fun, very funny. They're
I was just never
bigger than life, and they're
fan
supposed
of the mechanics of the game.
Oh, well, I loved it. And 4 was great because you were the president that became a superhero in the simulation, kind of like Matrix, because, the alien bad guy blowed up the planet. So there you go. And I intentionally mispronounced that word, by the way.
Blowed up. Preston Bruno, how you doing? Says, 1, don't make fun of Kirstie Alley. She is a treasure and a sweetheart. 2, tried to send George Carlin's cheerleader cheer bit, but YouTube isn't having it. Oh, yeah, they don't like you to send that kind of stuff. I'm not dumping on Kirstie Alley. It's just, she's just, she's Kirstie Alley. She's not.
She used to be
Long.
cute. She used to be cute.
She was in a Star Trek movie.
She was in a Star Trek movie.
She was
She didn't come back.
Wasn't she in the same one that Christopher Lloyd was in?
No, she was only in 2.
Star Trek 2.
Oh.
No, that was
her
Robin
character in the third one with Christopher Lloyd.
No, she's in the first one, and then Robin, I can't remember her last name, is in the second, and is in the third and fourth.
Yeah,
Time to rewatch Star Trek.
Mm-hmm. They just didn't ask her back.
Well, I think at
That's
that point,
odd.
wasn't she? Was she
was
on Cheers yet?
Yeah.
Not exactly. She was almost on Cheers. During the filming of 3, 3. She hadn't gotten Cheers yet.
Because I know NBC was a bunch of assholes.
Was she expensive?
Nope. She didn't get. I think Kirstie Alley got to Cheers season 7 or 8.
Maybe she
and
wouldn't
Cheers
sleep
started
with
in
Shatner.
'80, so it would have been after Search for Spock.
Maybe she wouldn't sleep with Shatner.
Oh, by the way, Woe Bundy.
Shatner doesn't care about that stuff.
I know. I'm just joking.
Shatner ain't got it big.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Shatner was doing PJ
wants,
Hooker at the
Shatner will
time,
get.
so they definitely
He's
didn't have
probably-
issues with scheduling.
Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. Maybe she was just a bitch to work with.
Actually, everyone said that she was kind of a delight, so I don't really know.
I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah.
Robin Curtis. Yeah, that's it, Marks.
Maybe
Robin
there was
Curtis,
some.
thank you.
Maybe I hate to be like this, but maybe there was some other female that was on set that was like somebody else and didn't particularly like her for some non-logical reason.
Yeah, that's what we were saying, Werewolf. But we were trying to figure out if she got Cheers at the same time, and that's why it conflicted, or what the deal was. Preston Bruno, thank you so much for the super chat, though. Yeah, the George Carlin cheerleader.
How do you saying she turned it down?
I don't know if I could play that. HBO would probably nail us.
I don't think she turned it down because she did in the most recent Star Trek convention she was at. She mentioned that they just didn't ask her.
That's just bizarre. Just for continuity,
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a story behind it somewhere.
Yeah.
Infinite.
I'm
Wonder
pretty sure she
says-
has more of that story because that's all I've ever heard is that she just
Yeah.
didn't know that they were not doing them.
I don't really know. I've never really looked
She
into
wasn't
that.
a big actress at that time. It wasn't until Cheers where she became big, and Cheers was a few years after Search for Spock, if I recall correctly.
Well, yeah, but that was 82, and then Search for
Search for
Spock.
Spock was 84.
Wrath of Khan was 82, but then Search for Spock was 84.
Yep.
And when did she start? Did she didn't start on Cheers, I think, till 86.
Yeah,
I think
because it
you're
was
right.
still Shelley Long was for the first 6 or 7 seasons.
Because I'm pretty sure, because I kind of vaguely remember, for some reason, there's something in my mind that triggers it was 86. I couldn't tell you what it was, but it's just my
Sounds about right. Cheers ended in 92,
Something
93,
just-
so that's about halfway through. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is I remember because when I was a kid, the show was already, I mean, it was just like a part of my life because it was one of those shows my dad never missed, right? And it was already on when I was self-conscious. But I remember Shelley Long for a short period, and then I remember it being a big deal when she left, and then Kirstie Alley come in. And that's where I something about it, just for some reason in my mind, it says it was 86.
87, actually, September
87?
24th, 1987. Yeah.
That could be right too, because for
Season
some
6,
reason,
Episode 1.
my brain is fucked up. I for some reason, like 89 was an extra long year in my head. So like
89 was Look Who's Talking, I think.
No, I know, but like here's what I'm getting at. For some reason, just the way my memory works as a child, like I stretch out the year 87 and 88 together, like they meld together. It's weird to explain.
When you were a kid, you actually like think of how you saw movies as a kid as when they came out. Because when I was a kid and I saw movies, I never thought about when they came out. I knew that half of these movies I'm watching on TV and they were already released sometime before today. You know, that was my little kid mind. I wasn't paying attention.
Well, Six just sent me this. According to Leonard Nimoy, she left here. According to the director Leonard Nimoy, this left Allie open to negotiate a new contract for the film, resulting in Allie's excessive salary demands, which led to her being dropped and replaced by Robin Curtis. That could be because they also, I know, like they went down on each budget from there too, didn't they?
Well, no, Wrath of Khan had a smaller budget and reincorporated a ton of the
But I
motion
think like
pictures.
3 and 4 had like a much smaller budget than 2, didn't they?
3 was comparable. 4 had a slightly higher budget, I think, because in number 3 and 4 they built the Starbase 1 orbiting Earth, that giant mushroom shaped thing. That was a pretty expensive set piece.
Yeah.
But the other part too is that I'm pretty sure I heard Kirstie Alley say that she never asked for more money, but it could have been her agent that asked for more money. Did tell her.
That's true.
Let me ask a question. Does anybody own a copy of a fixed audio version of Star Trek, the first film?
Why? What do you mean fixed audio version?
Because
like
it
VHS.
It was the sound editing was just rough.
I've got the director's cut DVD.
Was it
Well,
good?
yeah, the director's
Yeah.
cut's going to be redone for 4K here this next year.
Oh, is it?
They have to redo it. Yeah.
What is Shout Factory? Who's doing it?
No. Paramount announced because they're
shit.
releasing all the films. Like the first set comes out here. I think wasn't it supposed to be out today? I didn't get mine in the mail today, but it was supposed to be out today, I think, or maybe it's next week. But the first 4 films are coming out in 4K this week or next week.
Okay. Well, then I'm getting it.
But it's the theatrical version now, and then they're working on the director's cut, and then they're going to release 5, 6, or 4, 5, and 6 next. Or no, 4, 5,
this is
6
1 through
in
4.
Generation.
1 through 4 is in the first
1 through 4
box
come
set.
first, and then
Yeah.
I think early next year or later this year, we're going to get 4 through Generations.
Mm-hmm.
And then
No,
we're going
5
to
through Generation.
5
1
through,
through 4. Because remember, 2, 3,
Yeah,
and 4
you're
is
right. Yeah,
obviously the Star Trek trilogy. That's
Sorry,
that's all one big story.
Yeah, I pre-ordered it. I think like 2 months ago.
Yeah, it's 4 movies,
I gotta
4
get-
movies,
I gotta get,
and then
I gotta get
3. Because it's the last 3 Generation
I don't need
movies
the
are together.
director's cut. Why do I need the director's cut? I need what I saw in the theater.
Well, the motion picture. No, the director's cut's way better than the motion
Is it?
picture. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because they let him come back and fix it.
Wait a minute, the Matrix teaser trailer is out.
Yeah,
It's a teaser for the
I
actual
forgot to send
trailer.
you
It's-
that. Yeah, it's a teaser for the
pointless.
trailer. We'll talk
Yeah.
about that in a minute.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna wait then. I'll wait for the director's cut. Whatever.
Well,
look, to me, it's what's important to me is that that I get to see the film with the fixed audio because the freaking motion pictures is the worst sound editing in the world.
But one of the digital 4K they released was all messed up, right?
I don't know. See, here's the thing. RMB said that he got it from Apple, but as far as I know, the 4K editions are not available until today in digital. So I'm not so sure if he saw that version or
I don't
not.
want it. I don't want it on digital.
'Cause
I
I
want
know
whole
the
box
old
in my hand.
the old Blu-ray version. I know, but usually the digital ones come out earlier, but this
I
is
know.
not the case with this. So I'm wondering if that he watched the old Blu-ray version, because the old Blu-ray version that they had that master for is fucked. It is all like DNR'd to death, and it does have a blue hue, which he was talking about.
Oh,
so I'm
God,
wondering
I
if he
hate
saw
that.
that one.
Yeah, I don't have that version.
Because Bill Hunt just reviewed this new box, the 4 box set, and he said they look great.
Okay, as long as they.
And
pull
I
that
do have
filter
the
or whatever.
digital version of Wrath of Khan in 4K, and the digital version looks amazing. So I can only imagine that the Blu-ray looks
Dude, man,
superb.
you know who we always forget to mention? Ricardo Montalban.
Yeah.
God,
Great
what
guy.
what a great actor.
He like I loved him in Wrath of Khan, and him being in The Naked Gun got me to see that movie and then open up my whole world to like Police Squad and the rest of that series.
He was such a physically domineering presence.
Oh,
he was a dancer up until the day he died.
That's why it's like when they tried to recast Khan in the reboots, it's just like,
But see, there were so many of those actors back then. When people start to tell me that there wasn't, these types of people in these roles, I'm like, well, you got him, Telly Savalas, there's a billion people that you remember, and then you go back in time, and it's like it's like they're trying to discount that they existed or they had incredible performances. They weren't revered, and it's like Raul Julia. I mean, think about the final like 4 films of his career were ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. It was so sad when he died.
Kiss of the Spider Woman was the last thing he did, I think. And that was
I think so.
That was
so,
incredible.
Ricardo, I guess that Star Trek and Planet of the Apes just aren't big enough.
None of that. He reprised his character of like a Khan-like character in Freakazoid cartoon. Like it was
man, did he?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I never saw that.
He's Gutierrez.
I missed that.
They make him say like you're the weenie man. Like it's serious, silly stuff. He loved it.
That's awesome.
Now, Infinite Wanderer sent this in earlier. Says, Culture, the reasons why you liked 4 were the exact same reasons why I disliked 4. I prefer 2. I don't know which one he's talking. If he's talking about Star Trek or something else.
I'm thinking so. Yeah, Wrath of Khan 2, and then Voyage Home 4. Voyage Home 4 was probably the most different of the movies, but it was still written by Nick Meyer.
It was the closest of the original Star Trek style episodes in film form.
Well, I love 4 and 2 are like probably my 2 favorites.
Yeah,
and the thing I love about 4 is it's a good movie to give somebody as an entry point into Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you just watch it as a movie about people from the future who need a whale, it doesn't matter that it's a Star Trek movie.
Yeah,
and it's a good way to introduce people to the characters.
I'm okay. So I tell you what, let's get these things. You know what? I'm going to order the 4K director's cuts when they come available because I want.
Well, I think here's the thing I was getting to with the 4K version of the director's edition. Now, I don't know how soon that's coming out on Blu-ray because the plan for that is to premiere it on Paramount Plus.
Boo.
So it'll probably be exclusive on there for at least probably a year.
That'll bring in more subscribers than Discovery. Moving
I bet
on.
you are right.
Yeah, probably will.
True.
Because
right now they've got the original Star Trek films are already licensed out to other streaming services. So once that contract's up, it's 4K on Paramount Plus.
Yep.
Yeah, dude.
The only thing.
Congratulations.
Here's a positive that could come from the 4K on Paramount Plus. Someone has to get hashtag trending, release the Shatner cut of Star Trek 5.
Yes.
There's a ton of footage that hasn't been made, and then the rest of the stuff they could do with CGI digital composites to make up the rest of what happened.
Here it is.
And
That's
as this,
that was
I
supposed
this.
to come out September 7th today was that box set.
I'm supposed to get mine.
Where's my Amazon delivery, bro?
That's what I was thinking. I was just going to look that up. Now I remembered that. Okay, Amazon.
I got to go back to my mailbox. I'm getting out of here. No, I'm kidding.
Let's see. Orders.
It's the same trailer for either pill.
No, it's actually a little different.
Well, okay, one starts with Ryan Reynolds doing the voiceover, and the other one does not.
Ryan Reynolds.
I think Ryan Reynolds is a voiceover for one of them. Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Really?
But there is some different shots and stuff in them. But they're not that long anyway, because they're both teasers for a trailer. Teasers for a teaser trailer, I should say.
Yeah, I just watched this, so I got something to say about this.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Well, I just want to know because this is what I put out there, and then it started trending. So I'm not saying I started this trend, but everybody else noticed the same thing I did. Is why is John Wick in our Matrix movie?
Yeah,
dude, it is. Look, here's the thing: he's shooting.
Not yet shipped. What the fuck?
Yeah, I got the same. Tom, I'm looking at mine now. Not yet shipped from Amazon.
Are you fucking kidding me? Well, I guess
somebody hijacked the truck.
Oh,
they didn't get it from China. It's not. It's probably in a cargo box somewhere.
All I know is if I go down to I go out to Walmart tonight after the show and they got it, I'm canceling this order. Anyway, moving on.
Wait. I just want to say this. the reason he probably looks like John Wick is because he couldn't change his look, because he's also getting ready. He was at the time getting ready to shoot the 5th film. Did you guys see Parabellum?
Is it the 5th or 4th?
Yeah, I've watched all the John Wicks. I enjoy them all.
Because he's also doing a series as well.
I'm still thinking about getting a ballistics.
Yeah, the one about the hotel or whatever.
Like he has.
And here's the thing. He is the primary reason why I keep playing Cyberpunk 2077, because he's really good in it as a dick. He's a really good dick.
Peter Smigelski says you guys should check out the director's cut of the TV version. If you mean the first movie, that's the one they're working on. If you're talking about any of the others, I did not know there was any others outside of there's the extended cut of 2, which is already available. And like Scripps been saying, people have been clamoring for a Shatner version of 5, and then 6 has been a home video version for years that has, I think, a slightly different edit.
I need these films back in my life because it's amazing.
I know, me too.
Oh, you were talking about Saints Row. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The reason
Sorry about that, dude.
The reason that I liked 4 is the same reason he disliked it. I get that. I can see that, but I really enjoyed 1, 2, and 3. I have the collector sets for all of them.
See, that makes more sense. See, I'm like, why would anybody want to argue about Star Trek 2 and 4?
No. We're gonna argue about the amazing Saints Row games.
Gotcha.
I think I even have the old school. I have it was either 2 or 3 came with a bullet that was actually a USB. Stick, thumb drive, and it had like some cool files and stuff on it that you could put in your box or your computer or whatever. It was really cool.
Yeah. And Warwolf, it's funny you bring this up. We're going to get into that too here just after this stuff.
No.
And did you need to check out Valiant?
Yeah, I do have to get running, guys.
All right, well, take care, buddy. We appreciate you being here. And I see this love story, the thing for that you were talking about here.
Yeah, and by the way, Valiant, I love you. Stop being better at my job than me.
So if anybody wants to know what Valiant was talking about, or Culture was talking about, I'll just share that in the chat there, so you guys can check it out.
You owe me
Of course, I'm doing a better job than you.
You are. You're doing a way better job than me. Plus, you're handsome. Your voice is better. I'm really pissed right now.
You have hair.
That's true. You know what? You owe me a Sunday show, and I'm doing it live on purpose because you know.
Get a room, you too.
Dude, I love Valiant.
Right.
That's the problem.
All right, love you, Valiant. Take care, buddy.
No, Dick.
See you guys later.
Guys, subscribe to this man.
We're gonna watch these
awesome.
trailers real quick.
I love that guy. You don't even understand. God. Oh shit!
I gotta stay.
You can't click on other windows when you're watching.
You can't do shit. Yeah, I forgot.
Here we go. This is
bad.
This is the moment for you to show us what is real. Right now, we believe it's 8:33 p.m. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Could be. This is the first day of the rest of your life. But if you want it, you gotta fight for it.
You dirty motherfuckers.
See, I was different than the one I just watched. There's a piece.
I know,
because
they are kind of shake them up.
Each pill is a different
choice.
I'm not happy with this, by the way.
Do you remember how you got here? You've lost your capacity to discern reality from fiction.
It sounds like Ryan, but I'm not sure it's him.
And now,
yeah, I know it sounds
34 p.m. Anything else is just your mind playing tricks on you. It becomes a problem when fantasies endanger us. We don't want anyone to get hurt, do we?
All right, can I point out something right away?
It's terrible.
Okay, now Keanu Reeves' character Neo, he became almost like a god in the last movies, right?
Yeah.
So I think that was his hand. I think now he's pounding blue pills just to try to keep normal.
Yeah, and it goes by your time. As long as you don't have like a VPN going, then it should say the exact time you're watching it, no matter when you're watching it. So that's kind of cool. I'll give him that.
That's neat.
That is kind of neat. And now remember, like, because Matrix was one of the original viral films, right? Like, it was one of the first movies that really used the internet to advertise itself.
Well, and again, I mean, I didn't hurt it at all because I mean, I was watching a screener a month before it came out, talking to all of my friends about how amazing this film was, and I don't know, it was one of the films where I was like, I can't see this movie enough. The original film was incredible, and then they made the other two.
Dude, the third one is hot garbage.
Oh, it is.
With the two twins dressed in white.
The second one is hot garbage.
Thing. No, that's the second one, Jesse.
That's the second one. Jesus Christ!
The twins in white are in the second one.
That went downhill.
The third
rather
and the
quickly.
second one are garbage.
Well, I like the second one, anyways.
The second one was frustrating for me because I had to explain to all my friends what the architect was talking about.
And I had to, I always had to go back and like, I was trying to explain, okay, this is what the Merovingian is. I'm like trying to explain all this shit. I'm like, you know what? Watch the film.
Mike, what about you? You're quiet.
Well, I'm a huge Matrix fan. And like I said, I'm going to be the minority report on this panel. Get it? Minority. Get it? Minority report? All right. Well, I don't know. I didn't like Revolution so much, but I don't know. I'm a huge Matrix fan. I like the first one. I like the second one. Obviously, the first one was far superior to the other ones. And as far I'm just going to hold out judgment to see this thing. I'm going to be there opening night. As soon as I can get near this movie, I'm going to go see it. I will be there like skipping out of the parking lot to go and see this, like daisies and dandelions flowing.
Yeah, I mean, it will be a fun popcorn flick, if nothing else, right?
I hope so.
All they can do is fix the last two, in my opinion. So it can't get any worse.
Yeah, I didn't like the way they ended the whole thing. I thought it was all just whack.
Preston Bruno says, break into Nimoy's estate and find Kim Cattrall's photos.
Kim Cattrall sent photos to everybody.
Mecha J says, any chance Matrix 4 will be woke? Probably about 98%.
100%.
Take a look at who the directors are and their journey over the last 30 years.
Oh, only one director is coming back, though.
Keanu Reeves is
both are working on it, though.
Oh, are they? I thought only one.
No, they're both working on it.
Oh, are they? Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then Shoehorn O'Plenty sent us a throwing up super sticker. Thank you for that. Yeah, and Goddess says that's not Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, it kind of sounds like him, but it's not. So whoever he is, get him to do Ryan Reynolds.
Good sound alike, yeah.
Yeah, and cartoons and shit. Go for it. I don't know. That would be not Dr. Cobb. 99.9999999%. Yes, this will probably be one of the wokest movies ever, I bet. Well, isn't that kind of the whole thing? Is that the movie's going to be Neo handing it over to some black chick or some shit like that?
Well, there's a bunch of rumors. The one is like Neo finds Morpheus and it's a prequel, but not. And there's a whole bunch of other rumors. Yeah.
How could you hand over being the chosen one, a messiah, to anybody? That's not how that works.
What were you saying, Culture?
You said they were playing around at the time to like go back in the
Which
past.
time? The film's all about identity again, because hey, that's the theme of everything now, because everything's identitarian. So let's, that was my worry about Dune and everything else, but whatever.
I think full disclosure, everybody needs to know the Wachowski brothers are now the sisters.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one sister directing now, and as script says, they're both involved, but I thought it was only the one. I thought the other one freaked out, went crazy, and left Hollywood, but I don't know.
No, because they were working on Sense8 together as well.
So anyhow,
I could say something, but I'm holding my tongue so fucking hard right now.
You can do it, Jesse. You can do it. We believe in you. Si se puede, as we say in Spanish.
Just write it in the private chat.
Sense8. I'm going to say this about that script. I think you might agree. Sense8 started out amazing, right? The first season was really well done.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
The second was a complete trash fire.
The second was a mess, and then they're lobbying for the movie to round it out. Did not.
It happened. The movie did come out, or
it
something.
Did, yeah, but it
was terrible.
Yeah, not worth the effort. Definitely.
So yeah, okay. Did anybody else have anything else to say about The Matrix? Forever
Can't wait till it comes out, and I don't care what anyone says yet until I see it.
I'm playing wait and see, but the guys who make these movies are nutty.
You guys know me. I'm always going to be optimistic, and I mean that. Maybe that's why I rant so much, because I go in like a happy little, rabbit chicken, and then when I'm disappointed, I come out all fiery.
Yeah,
I don't know if they're nutty. I mean, didn't they get rid of those?
Wah, 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 wah.
There you go.
Just like the Skopje in Russia. 200 years ago.
Mike, go let out Bambino. I don't want you to see this.
Okay, right now's a good time.
If you don't want to get really pissed, yes.
Yeah, it's definitely a good time.
It's definitely a good time not to watch this.
Because
I'll be right back. I'll be back in 2 minutes. I'll be right back.
Who's that?
Then again, I kind of want you to suffer with me.
Okay, then I'll stay here and watch it. Hold on, I'm ready.
I've already seen it.
Tom,
I'm going to grab a quick snack.
I'm a member of the team here, so I'll tell him I am by your side no matter what. Oh, it's something He-Man-ish? Okay, let me see.
He's helping an old man, I think.
Before we do that, Joachim Stark, thank you so much for that's
you know me better than anyone.
Swiss
Tom.
krona, right? 20 Swiss krona,
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Kim Cattrall, now I want to see Split Second. That's when is that the one she's naked in?
Yeah.
Dude, she was smoking. She was smoking up until very recently.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
I got
Mike.
a problem with this.
You call it Tom. I mean, you know me better than anybody.
Do you have any Xanax or anything on hand?
I have some. Let me see. Look around here. I got some Excedrin. I got some Excedrin PM.
That's enough.
Okay.
There you go.
Why is his head so little?
Don't
His
make
head
it
doesn't
What is
transform.
this? What is this?
This is a clip from the new He-Man.
You
Okay.
can do that.
I guess I can. I wonder what else I can do.
I know you can skip legs, eh?
What is this?
Capture contained.
Okay, so that's clearly Evil Lynn and
Okay.
Tila / Sorcerer.
Maybe I should let Bambino sleep downstairs. I'm not getting a good feeling so far. Okay, go ahead.
We got a little ways to go yet because we get to hear the theme song.
Did they fuck up the song?
If you can call this a song.
Stop punching things! She cast a duplication spell. You can't hit them without making more.
Ew.
Stay behind me. Incoming!
Oh, he's gonna do it.
What are you doing?
I have no idea.
What?
Why does it still work?
Fuck.
That's what I was thinking.
And you let VR go?
I thought she just said don't.
I know exactly how you feel, Shoehorn Aplenty. He sent us a very scared face super sticker.
Why did that even work? You didn't
Shouldn't
even
have.
do the line. It's not through Army of Darkness.
Okay, now here's so before we go to that, because this is even I'm sorry, Mike.
Why is he a girl before he turns?
Why does he look like why does he have the Tila weirdo haircut? What is this? What's
It's Justin
happening? Tom?
Bieber.
Who the fuck cuts their hair like that?
No!
How come when he transforms into He-Man, his head and his legs stay the same size? Oh, is it because somebody can't draw?
I don't know.
Why does he say what? What did the?
I got no idea.
Goddess of Whim saw the first Matrix on VHS. So did I. I managed to avoid it somehow in theaters, and she was good with that. It blew my fucking mind. I don't know how the hell I managed to avoid the spoilers, but I did. But back to He-Man here. Thank you for that, though.
Yeah, back to He-Man.
If you can
Tom, I
call
worked
this
really
that.
hard to have a good show tonight.
Sit down, Mike, and breathe. In through your nose, out through your mouth.
I
Fast,
have
move
a problem.
Okay, now you're ready, because here's the new theme song. Here's the intro.
Now it's time to piss me off. the fuck is this?
Great Ghostbusters reference, Windsor.
This looks like it was written by a 5-year-old, not designed for one to watch.
Are you kidding? A 5-year-old could do better than this.
Fuck.
That song sucked.
That wasn't
a song. Songs have melodies.
That
Songs
was like
have melodies,
barely a
and
song.
the He-Man
That song
song has one of the
sucked.
greatest
That
fucking
song
melodies.
sucked.
That's so catchy, and they get rid of the fucking melody for nothing.
Jesse, why does he skip leg day?
I don't, dude. Look, are they trying to
Jesse,
say that?
why-
Look, even
why-
if you're
who
He-Man,
drew
you got a
this?
little
Look at
dick.
Jesse, look at his fucking fist. Look, why is his fist bigger than his
Because he
head?
masturbates too much.
How could he possibly masturbate? His dick is the size of his legs.
He-Man
His
and the
fist is size
masturbators of the He-Man and the
fucking truck.
masturbators of the universe.
You rip his dick right
Windsor
off
says,
anyway.
yes, it's true. This He-Man has no dick.
What
True
is
or
this
not?
outfit?
Oh.
What
What
is this? Wow. What am I watching? Why is this happening right now to me?
I don't know. They would make more money if they just
What the
replayed
fuck is
the original
this?
series and didn't
Dogs,
spend any fucking
dogs
money.
and cats sleeping together. Mass hysteria. Thank you.
Stephen Otten's like, oh, Netflix. Never mind. Of course it's Netflix.
Yeah, but seriously, why don't they just buy the rights to the original instead of even spending money to produce something new that's garbage and just replay the old shit and make
Why
money?
do they look this way? They look weirdos.
They look like that Skylander shit you see in Walmart.
They look like
They look like shit.
Look,
you could just
this
say they
wasn't
look like
made
shit.
for us.
They look
I'll
like
say
caca,
that up
Mikey.
front. This wasn't made for us, but that
it
doesn't
ain't made
matter.
for my 8-year-old kid either. I can tell you that.
Exactly.
It's not made for my 8-year-old kid. My kid ain't seen this horse crap.
You don't think your kid wants that like skinny red guy with the pink head?
No.
I don't know why you would like the song, but that's your prerogative. I still like you. That's okay. And yes, that's Ram Ma'am. And then the other girl, the girl there in the right next to He-Man on our left.
Oh no!
And then the one on the right would be Tila / Sorceress, if I'm not mistaken, right? Script?
Well,
or script still wrong?
Yeah, I'm back. That's the sorceress, I think.
No,
but it's also Tila, though, right?
Yeah, she's both, right?
That's what I heard. I thought you were the one who told me that, but I guess you weren't. So, yeah, somebody else had told me that, like, yeah, it's like she's Tila, but then when she gets her powers, because they all get powers. We saw that in the other trailer. When she gets her powers,
no,
she turns into
Mecha J, no. What?
Where is Yellow Flash when you need him? This is
Is that Man at Arms?
Yes.
I don't know.
That's Soy at Arms.
Oh no!
Primer says with $5, thank you so much. That was actually fucking painful to watch. I know, right? I hate this type of cringe so much that I had to to open a second tab to protect my eyes.
Yeah.
Why?
Who's in the pink hat?
That's Ram Ma'am.
Oh, right, Ram Ma'am. Oh, jeez, forgot about
Ram Ma'am.
Yes.
Why?
I shit you not. That is her fucking name.
No, it's not.
It is. I am not kidding. I'm not making it up.
No, it's not, Tom. No,
I'm not making it up, Mike.
No.
Go look it up.
No.
Google says it's so.
I'm looking it up right now. Hold on. Hold on. I'm looking this up.
Okay, never mind. I got it. Okay. This says in the real world, both men and women have large muscles in legs, and it's biologically true. But he skips leg day. See, that's I think Mike's right about that. But I have no idea how He-Man can stand with tiny legs. He couldn't. He'd topple over.
Well,
this is worse than Barbie.
Yeah,
I mean, look at this He-Man. He's got to have some kind. I hope he has a good chiropractor because he's got to have back issues with that body for it. I mean,
I'd rather read back issues. Dash Attack says, "Is it out? No, it comes out next week. But his back will be out if he keeps building like that." Jesus.
Yeah,
I know, Anonymous Gamer. It is painful. No, I'm not kidding, Chef. It is really her name. They changed it to a woman, and
Chef.
they call her Ram Ma'am.
Yeah. And in fact, I have.
oh my God, you weren't lying.
It's like they said, "Hey, Kevin, hold our fucking beer."
Oh
wow.
No.
This is gonna make what Kevin did look like nothing. Okay.
Oh my God.
the woke-titude level on this is off the motherfucking charts.
Oh my god! I'm reading
like,
the backstory here.
Reach the end of the rainbow. Furry kitten. Thank you so much. I love that icon. That is amazing balls.
Awesome. I know.
That is fucking awesome. It says, remember when He-Man warned against and didn't promote pedophilia? He-Man Motu wasn't my thing, but this is painful.
Oh. Yeah. Well, here. Response is this.
I'm surprised they let you say that word in the super chat. I'm not going to say it again, though, because the YouTube bots will come after me, probably.
Here come the bots.
But that is awesome icon there, furry kitten. I like that. Ram Jam. No, Ram Ma'am. Ma'am. It is ma'am.
Ma'am.
Exactly. No self-awareness whatsoever.
None.
I don't know, Dash Attack. After seeing this shit, I could probably take a little of Tila Ma'am. At least we got some shit in that was decent. Werewolf, sadly, this will still be better than DreamWorks She-Ra. I don't know. Because I don't know about that. Because you know what?
I don't know about that.
They didn't hide their gay agenda, right? And at least those characters, as shitty as they looked, were still technically similar, more similar to the original characters than what these are. Script, help me out here if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I would say the modeling and some of the character interpretations were a bit closer to the original Motu than, I don't know what this is.
Well, this is a clear...
Yeah, I would say like Man-at-Arms still felt like Man-at-Arms.
This is far from the mothership. It's way far away from the aunt ship at this point, or the uncle ship.
It's not even part of the family.
Exactly. It's like, what the fuck am I looking at? Joakim Stark says, Ram Ma'am will peg you down and make you squeal. Squeal like a pig, boy. It's ma'am. Ma'am, ram. God.
This is going to be awful.
3 times.
This is worse. The
question is, how can you screw up a buff barbarian with a magic sword fighting a skull-faced demon sorcerer? Netflix and Mattel found 2 different ways.
Well, and she's not evil. Okay, hold on.
It ain't over yet, folks. Don't forget, Netflix is going to be making the movie, too, eventually here.
What?
Yeah, they got all the rights from Sony to make the movie.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that
check
happened
this
like
out.
2 years ago or a year ago.
They changed the name of Evelyn. It's now Evelyn.
Yeah, I heard some shit like that.
Did you know that?
Well, that's her fucking name.
Because we can't say the word evil nowadays because evil is now canceled.
Evil woman. Is that song canceled yet?
No. No, I'll sing it on karaoke when I get back.
Awesome. I love that song.
And why does he say? Did he say he didn't know what he was about to do, or he didn't know what he had?
Fool of me.
Did he say he didn't know that he had the power or something?
It must have been his first day.
Have no idea. That's what he said.
Actually, I think it's I have the powder.
Yes, I use powder between my legs and my pits so I don't sweat so much. Xenobit says He-Man in the New Adventures of He-Man back in the 90s skips legs, arms, chest, and back days. You are correct, sir. That is why not with the why, but
my God, it's premiering
on bad, but
it's premiering on September 16th, 2021. That's Mexican Independence Day. Oh my God, this is a direct assault against Mexican Iron Man.
You have no independence against this.
Tom, this is a direct assault.
I haven't decided yet. I might make you watch the first episode with me just so we have to suffer together.
Oh no! Oh Tom,
I
just checked my calendar and I'm in Zimbabwe that day.
All right, I won't make you do it.
I'm in
that
Zimbabwe
wine
that
was
day.
enough. That wine was enough.
I'm in Zimbabwe that day. I don't even know where Zimbabwe is, but I'm
Dash Attack says the reason why I say it is going to be better because while it does have the aesthetic, it has He-Man as the hero and not a failure. Yeah, but they are all the masters of the universe. He's not special anymore. He's just part of the team.
And he apparently doesn't know what he's doing. He needs to be told what to do. And
exactly. Yeah. And Tila's going to give him all the answers.
Well, Okay, breathe, Mexican Iron Man. Breathe. Mexican Iron Man.
What?
Breathe.
Willie Woodward says, Tom, this is the reason enough why we need to work together to make our own IP. We totally can do better. Oh, yeah, exactly. And it's in the wind, man. It's in the wind. I know you've been working on stuff, Willie, and other people have, we'll get there. And yeah, I see White Knight. You're right. Evelyn was her original name. Yes. So it's just a clever kind of.
It's a pun because she's happy that she's evil.
Yeah. She's fucking evil as shit. Primer says, God help Mexican Iron Man when the movie comes out, right? Help me at this point, and Andre. All three of us are going to need some consoling. This comes in with another $5 super chat. How you doing? Says, with DreamWorks and Exo Squad now under NBC Universal, I'm worried about the rumored Exo Squad reboot. I would be too. It's going to probably be more Cal Arts or like this.
Yeah, maybe.
Tom, if I order a tranquilizer gun for myself on Amazon, can I get that as a reimbursed business expense from Midnight's Edge?
Sure.
Okay.
Only if you film yourself using it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, what Jesse said.
You have to show us using it on stream. Yeah.
That's true. He's got a point, and I'm not even kidding. Like, it's not even for our own like laughs. It's true. You got to show you using.
Yeah, you got to do like what what the heck is his name? In Old School, shot himself with a rhino tranquilizer in the neck.
Oh God.
Sean William Scott, that's the guy.
I'm gonna pour myself a scotch when I let Bambino out.
You can do that. Well, that was really all I had to torture you guys with tonight.
Boy, do you know how to end a show, brother?
Yeah.
Unless there was anything else you wanted to bring up culture besides Hulu raising its price. You want any more bad news, Mike?
What?
Yeah, we can. I don't know. I always thought that Steven Stifler's mom was something to talk about, but
Jennifer Coolidge.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a fun lady.
Stifler's mom.
She is crazy, dude. I mean, in real life, she's bananas. It's just
that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Man, I've had such an interesting time. I'm so glad that I finally got the link to this show.
The way you talked earlier, dude. I'm sorry. I really thought you said you weren't going to be able to make it. Yeah, I know, but the way you made it sound is you wouldn't make it tonight, dude.
Oh no,
that's why I said I'd talk to you when you get back, and you didn't even say nothing to that.
I said I would try to be there, and then I told you how much I loved you.
Something about. I thought you just meant like show up in the chat, man.
Oh, okay, well I wasn't there.
Well, you're here. Okay, that's all that fucking matters.
Whatever.
Don't make this about you when I'm having a He-Man moment right now.
No, I'm definitely making it about me. You know, because Tom always tries to keep me away from script. I don't know if you noticed that.
No,
but I'm not allowed.
I tried to bring script. Now, hey, fuck that script. Did I not send you the goddamn link earlier to his show?
Yes, I was actually out and away from an internet connection.
All right, okay.
I was hoping he would pop in.
I have to do walks, you know. Right? I gotta keep.
I understand.
I was hoping he would pop in when I was bad mouthing his ass.
Yeah, no, but you weren't wrong about that though.
I know that's what sucks. I was like waiting for him to come in and say, "No, I didn't say that." No, he was right. He was. I was right. He said that. Yeah.
Here's the interesting thing. At the end of the day, I don't know if that film will be profitable.
I don't think it will. But Xenobit is making this episode very profitable. Thank you so much for this very generous $20 super chat. And everybody's tonight for you guys have been so fucking generous tonight. I don't really know if you guys understand that, but it does. It means a lot because the YouTubes don't pay shit. So that's why it's like at this point I'm like, fuck it. We might as well watch the Dune thing. We might as well watch the Matrix trailer. I'm not going to get 6 cents off this video anyway. So, so you guys doing this is what really makes this worth.
It does.
It absolutely at least pays the bills, I should say. You just being here makes it worthwhile in the end, though. That's
I know. When I'm here, it really does make it worthwhile.
No, we're talking to the chat right now. Culture. We're talking to the chat.
Damn it.
Talking to the fucking chat. Jesus.
Mexican Iron Man.
Now he's going to go around telling everybody I'm yelling at him. Xenobit says Mexican Iron Man opens his eyes. He sees 2 cassette tapes. One says, play this first. The other cassette says, Netflix E-Man. Mexican Iron Man puts on the first tape. A voice comes. Do not come. Voice comes 1. We are going to play a game.
Oh my god.
Oh Lord.
That's a Saw reference.
I was going to say he's setting it up for Saw. I was like, wait.
You know how to do the Saw voice, Tom?
I can't do the Saw voice.
Are you ready to play a game?
I've never watched them.
Oh my god, I love that series.
You want to know why? Because when I worked at the video store, the day that the movie came in, somebody come in and asked what's coming out this week, and I said this, that, and the other, and Saw, blah, blah, blah. He's like, oh, I saw in the theater, da, da, da. And he went and ruined the fucking ending. And I'm like, all right, well, I guess I don't have to watch that shit now.
It's a good film.
I didn't know they were going to make 10 of them.
It was a good film.
You kidding? They were the cheapest things to make.
Very cheap.
Well, I get that, but anyway. Onibaka says, what black actress will play Tila in the movie? Zendaya.
Oh, God.
Kind of.
Honestly, watch. It will be Zendaya.
Yeah, they have been pushing that actress forever. And you know what? I don't understand. I honestly, that's one of the things. I mean, I understand a lot of stuff in Hollywood, but the Zendaya thing, don't get.
She's the new Idris Elba. William Sova coming in with a super chat says, if you're worried about Exo Squad, then try Battletech, since Exo was made as a petty FU to the creators of Battletech due to a long-standing feud.
Okay.
Well, there you go. William Sova with a little advice there. If you're scared of what's going to happen to Exo Squad, just try some Battletech. Is that like Robotech and shit, right? Like the Macross shit, or is that something different?
No, that's kind of like Mech Warrior stuff.
Yeah, okay. Because I saw the Blu-ray was out there. I'm like, oh shit, maybe I should get those too.
I like Mech Warrior stuff. I'm like,
but that was
yeah, me too. Here and there.
Robotech. I saw the Blu-ray for.
By the way, Tom, you scared you what you did to me scared Bambino out of the second floor. He's now downstairs.
I'm sorry, Bambino.
He's now downstairs somewhere on this.
Well, Goddess of Whim sent Bambino a little Shiba Inu dog farting hearts. So
I love those super stickers. Those are my favorite super stickers.
Thank you for that, Goddess of Whim.
Yeah,
it made Bambino happy. What? No graphics? I like that. Sends in £2. 2023 will be Thundercats remake predictions. Oh, they're doing that live action one. Who's behind that? That's
please tell me it's somebody good.
I'm trying to remember who it is now.
Please tell me it's somebody good. Please tell me it's somebody good.
It's not live action.
Somebody's
right?
looking it up. It is live action, yeah.
How are you going to do a live action Thundercats? That makes no sense.
They're doing a movie of it. It's going to be like Cats all over.
Wait, yeah. Did you see Cats?
No,
no, but I'm not
It's going to be Cats with Thunder.
I'm trying to think. Was it the guy who did it, or
oh god, don't even.
I can't remember.
I'm not.
Somebody's directing it.
This is just going to be all furries all the time.
Is it going to be like the butthole cut? I mean, are we going to?
Yes.
Oh,
they wear
yeah,
pants,
yeah.
so I don't think you have to worry
that little
about that.
fur belty thing he's got on. Yeah, you're going to see some cat butthole.
Thundercats. Ho!
Oh, I don't think.
Oh, the guy who directed Godzilla vs Kong. That's right. Yeah.
Oh,
Adam
Andrew.
Wingard. Adam Wingard.
Yeah, Adam Wingard. Yeah, he has my shirt.
He has your shirt.
Yeah, I lent him a shirt like years ago and never returned it. This is before he was like a director. He was just like
I'm gonna be like, motherfucker, I want my shirt back. But if you don't have my shirt, can you get an interview?
I don't have his contact information. I didn't really know who he was. I remembered his name, and we were just at a party, and someone spilled stuff on it, and it was like at a place I was renting, and I'm like, yeah, spare shirt, and just never got it back.
Hit on you, script. Was it a Me Too moment?
Totally.
Awesome.
Okay, this is getting very weird for me here.
No, we got a lawsuit on our hands here. This is amazing.
We're doing good.
$7 red shirt.
Yeah, there are a lot of jobs.
But your pain and suffering is worth billions.
At least 3 or 4 jobs. At least 3 or 4 jobs.
We need therapy benefits and counseling. I'm going to check
Man.
my Midnight Edge health insurance. It better
There was no news today, and somehow Tom made this show go for 3
It's because I found some
hours.
news. I dug some shit up, and
gross.
You know, no, not well. Some of it was literal shit when it comes to He-Man and the Matrix, I guess. But like,
gross. Speaking of which, I cannot wait for the next John Wick film. So excited!
I know I saw him in the Matrix movie.
Yeah, who are the rest of the Thundercats banging?
Thunder, Thundercats. Ho! Furry kittens.
Fuck with my Thundercats.
Furry kitten, I bet, is a Thundercat.
Very
There's only one Thundercat. Ho.
Was that Chitara?
Oh, furry kitten.
I think it's furry kitten.
Oh, could be furry kitten.
If not, I'm sorry for assuming.
Oh my God,
Then
Six.
Six sends in $7. Says, Tom, buy script a new cheat. I've been trying to send this man money for what? Over a year now?
At least over about almost 22
I even
months.
tried to trick him into letting me get him to send him something else. And he don't play that. Homie don't play that. He does not want me to know who he is. I don't know why he's so afraid of me telling who he is. I never told anybody that I knew that Bruce Wayne was Bat-Tom. What? He's Steven Spielberg. Yeah.
You didn't put that together yet?
Stefan Spielberg.
Stefan Spielberg, yeah.
I don't believe any of those things.
Smithers, give me Steven Spielberg. I
think he's not available, sir.
I don't think he's available. Well, then give me his Mexican equivalent, Steven Spielberg. Xenobit says, didn't Halle Berry play a Thundercat in 2004? Was that what that movie was?
That was, that Catwoman thing.
He got a raspberry or whatever. She actually
a Razzie Award, yeah.
A Razzie, yeah.
Why? I loved it so very much.
You know what? She actually showed up to accept it.
Yeah, she was happy about that. Benjamin Bratt was in that too. Sharon Stone.
I loved that movie. There's something wrong with you.
Are you fucking kidding?
You're lying.
He couldn't even hold that shit. Oh, Lord. All right, kids. I think we've milked this for all it's worth. How do we get 3 hours out of this shit? Nikki D says, is Thor a name or a mantle? Disney says mantle. No, it's his fucking name.
Wrong.
No, that's a
There's a day named after him. It's called Thor's Day.
At no point.
Thursday.
Okay, here's what I'm going to tell you. In that first movie, when he talks to the hammer, what does he say? He says, may he who possess this be worthy. He doesn't say, may he who possess this be fucking Thor.
He who be worthy possess the power of Thor.
There it is.
Is that what he says? I thought.
Yes.
Whatever. Power of Thor. There you go. So there you go. The power of Thor. Thor Odin's son. He's his son. Yeah.
He's totally a dude.
Totally dude.
Yeah,
totally
and it's interesting because yes, he is. I mean, he is Odin's son because he's Odin's son. See, that's how names worked back then.
There are other gods.
Like anyone with the last name of Nelson was son of Neil.
But no, I reject that hypothesis completely. That it's just a mantle, Nikki D. So I'm assuming
dumb.
That's how you feel.
It's just dumb.
It is. Yeah.
Like to say that you have no knowledge of Norse mythology.
No,
at
they
all. You
don't.
You don't know what Ragnarok
Don't get me started. It's the Kevin Feigeization of real shit. Because fuck.
Well, let's put it this way: is Jehovah a name or a mantle?
Yeah, exactly.
He's a witness.
Wow.
Just put it up there. Same thing.
He was a witness.
No.
Where's Ike Turner? Because I need somebody to beat me over the head with a shoe.
Okay, Tina.
I don't play that shit. No, Nikki D. I think it's just the name. That's
Max 15. Wow, that's new.
silly business on Disney's part to try and push that nonsense. Max 15. Thank you so much for the 10 pound super chat. As
that's real money.
That's real money. Some real fancy money there. Mm-hmm. And he sends us a super pair. You know what else is a super pair? Boobs.
Mm-hmm.
And D's nuts.
No.
I like Night Ravens. Is Jesus a name or a mantle? Well, that's a perfect example because Jesus is the dude and Christ is the mantle.
Clay says I'm Tom's son.
There you go.
Yeah, he's right.
Yeah, exactly.
At one point, yeah, one of your great grandfathers was.
Jesus stole my hot rod. That's all I have to say.
Get your motor running.
That was Jesus.
No, that's I'm not going to do it. Mike's here.
Why do you keep calling me Jesus?
It's your name, right?
Do I look Puerto Rican to you?
What? Wait, I heard the guy say "Hey Zeus."
He said "Hey Zeus," as in Zeus, father of Apollo. I'll shove a lightning bolt up your ass, Zeus.
Okay, all right. Zeus.
Thank you, Strip. This is why I love this man. And hello, Elaine. Good job on that. We talked a little bit about that earlier.
Yeah,
about the whole Lady Jessica thing. Yeah,
we love you, nerd cookies.
Yes, check out her Dune lore videos and all that stuff.
She even got a write up in Bounding.
Yeah, she is the best. around.
That's what we do here, Furry Kitten. Die Hard 3 quotes. Yes.
We dig deep for quotes.
What do you want with McClane? He's a wash-up. He's like 2 full steps away from being an alcoholic.
One full step.
One full step.
I mean, that entire precinct, I want to see another movie of just those guys.
I know, right? We had this conversation
so
once. I don't remember if it was on a stream or after, but like,
it was on a
why
stream,
did that
I remember.
never get made into a show? All those characters. We don't need McClane. You just have to have all those main characters that are in that precinct. That would be the greatest fucking cop show ever.
Yeah.
I want a show with those characters. And it'd be one of the most diverse shows, too.
Oh, so good. God.
But just to have McClane show up once in a while to start some shit would be funny.
Well, and here's the thing. I mean, Bruce Willis is he'll show
available.
up for 15. Yeah, it's $15 in a sandwich at this point. Dude's making like 600 movies a year. I mean, I
thought you
Can I
hated
get a
Die Hard,
moonlighting
though.
reunion off the ground?
It's
Jesus.
different. Oh, here's something kind of interesting. So Reginald Van Johnson is in the Turner and Hooch reboot.
Is he?
Yeah, he plays the
plays
town
the same
mayor.
character, or
He plays the same mayor, but he doesn't have the mustache, so he looks weird.
I say because he was in the original, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. He was the partner.
That's what I thought.
That's amazing.
It's been like 20 years since I've watched it, but yeah.
I can't believe it's good.
I
Script.
have an imported Blu-ray of that, I think.
The original wasn't good.
You didn't like the movie?
I actually
no,
prefer-
I don't like any movie where the guy's partner is a dog.
Oh,
If I'm
come
gonna spend
on.
2 hours.
Well, I mean,
watching
he's not
some
really a
shit
partner,
like
he's
that,
the-
I'd rather just do anything.
He's the
else.
witness. He's the witness. That's the joke.
Oh,
And
you're
it's all
thinking
just
of
to find out that
K9.
Craig T. Nelson's the bad guy.
You're thinking of K9, Jesse, and I agree. K9 was
I'm
not
also
as good as
thinking
Turner
of
and Hooch.
that.
Well, that
one
was a
with,
Belushi
Chuck-
mistake.
There's also one with Chuck Norris.
Oh, that Top Dog or
Oh.
whatever, that was shit.
No.
That's not shit.
They kept
no,
doing
no.
this in
They
the
just-
80s and early 90s.
Dog
and
Top
I'm not-
Dog.
And they just did it with frickin' Harrison Ford in the worst movie ever made ever in all times.
Oh,
They
with the
just call
cartoon
it-
dog?
Yeah.
Why don't they just call it Dog Partner and be done with it?
That was awful.
Because he wasn't the partner, Jesse. He was the fucking witness.
Yeah, in the show, it's now a partner. It's been it's being trained to be a
This is not your room.
marshal, U.S. Marshal.
This
K9
is
unit.
not your room.
I liked Turner and Hooch. I didn't like K9 as much. K9 was okay.
This is not your shoe.
Not the car. Don't eat the car. Here, have the ashtray. Well, the best thing is I love about that is the first screen test of CGI Woody. They use that audio from Turner and Hooch.
Yes, they did.
Have you ever seen that? Yeah, it's got.
Do you
like,
know
I
that
can't
there's like
remember-
9 writers on Turner and Hooch?
Oh God!
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, watch Turner and Hooch. There's there's 2 title cards of screenwriters for that thing, if I remember correctly.
Script. I was waiting for it to finish so I could watch it.
Was it just because there were so many movies that were similar, or they just had that many people work on it over
There have a lot of people work on it, actually. Yeah.
Wow.
It's similar because Disney is the first one to do this. They hire a lot of writers on their stuff. I mean, take a look at Pirates of the
Are
Caribbean.
you talking about the
How
new
many-
TV show, or are you talking about the old
Yeah,
movie?
the TV show.
I'm talking about the old movie.
Oh, wow.
the old
okay.
movie?
Yeah.
Really?
They have. I think they have a minimum of 4 writers credited for that on a title card. And if you take a look at Pirates of the Caribbean, I think they have 7.
That doesn't surprise me though.
But Disney
Man,
was
the
the
original.
one of the first studios to really have a lot of writers on their intent.
Well, that's funny because going back like years and years ago, like if you've seen more than a couple writers on a film, that was usually not a good sign.
It's still not a good sign.
It isn't now, but it became more common practice, right? Like you got kind of used to having fucking 10 writers on a fucking movie.
Isn't it always
It's
better?
always been kind of rare in comparison to all the other stuff. Like usually at most you'd see 3 was your
You're
average,
right,
but if you
but
break 3, that's kind of like
It's
concerning.
gotten to this point though where with like the Pirates movies and a lot of some of these bigger fucking movies, like it's
But
not
don't
uncommon.
you lose the voice? I always felt like the more writers you had, you lose the voice.
Well, what's
can.
funny is I'm sure Script can comment on this. Obviously, is I know I've heard stories where it's like you'll sit down and it's like you go through all these changes and 9 times out of 10 it's such a cobbleized version by the end. But really, if they would just stick with a lot of times what was in that first or second draft, they'd probably be good. Or not first draft, but that.
Well, the first one that they approved of, usually.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
yeah.
The thing is that in Hollywood, because you spend money on like a rewrite, you can never go back because it's like, how do you justify the money you spent on that rewrite?
Exactly.
So it's really a tight thing where you have to Well, here's the worst part, especially when it comes to like studio execs. They're so terrible at giving notes because the notes they give are not really always the best course of action. It's usually just so that they can say they had involvement in the development and keep their job. And so you end up getting notes that absolutely do nothing to help or develop or fix the actual script itself. But they're writing you a check, so you got to do it.
My favorite one is the Back to the Future story, but continue script. I'll tell that.
Yeah. So you got to keep, writing and writing and writing until they feel like, yep, my stamp is on this. I'm going to keep my job because this movie's going to be great because the script originally was great and I added that extra thing that's going to make it the best thing ever. And that's their talking points. That's their mentality. And then if, it goes to the next stage and maybe another producer gets involved and then they hire a different writer.
No, I got to ask script. Have you ever hit the roadblock where like you've come in and since you may not have been familiar with maybe one of the other drafts and one of your suggestions to fix a script is something that was in a previous script and they're like, oh, you can't do that. Have you ever hit that roadblock?
I've not found that roadblock because here's the funny part. If another writer suggests something that is in the first draft and they said it's in there, well, they won't tell you that it's in there. They'll just be like, yeah, give it a shot because it's most likely not going to be the same as that first draft.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so
that was kind of what I was curious about. Yeah.
No, if I were to write it and it was exactly as it was in that first draft, they'd be like, you didn't write this. You just stole this. You found an earlier draft. You just stole it.
Well, obviously, but you wouldn't be dumb enough to do that.
No, but there are some out there that are. Yeah.
I got to hand it in my handwriting.
Yeah, and the Biff Tannen approach, right?
Exactly. And speaking of Back to the Future, that was always my favorite note story from a studio. I can't remember which executives they said it was that sent the note down. But while they're in the middle of making Back to the Future, they were never real too happy with the name. And the studio did not really like the name, especially this one individual. And they kept saying they wanted to change it. So one day they sent down the note to change the title to The Spaceman from Mars or some shit like that. To go with the whole idea that Peabody saw the UFO in the barn, and then they look at the comic book, so it was supposed to be a play on the comic book. And Bob Zemeckis and Bob Gale didn't know how to fucking handle this shit, right? So they turned to Spielberg, and he's like, "I'll take care of it." So Spielberg sent him back a note and some flowers and shit or whatever. He's like, "Your joke made us all laugh hilariously. It made our day and all this shit," and played it off like the guy was joking, but he was obviously dead serious. And they said they never heard from that executive again after that.
Yeah.
But not every production has a Spielberg to be able to do that. That's the thing. Like they got lucky. And Spielberg is guilty of the same thing himself. I didn't know about this till recently. Did you know there's this whole subplot cut out of Goonies that Steven Spielberg directed?
No, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, there was a whole subplot that Steven Spielberg was so into in Goonies that he was so insistent that it be in the movie that he directed it himself. There's this whole subplot with these apes that escape and they steal Troy's car and they joyride around town. And they had to reshoot the ending because they ended up cutting it out. Because they actually show up at the ending in the original ending. And this just leaked online like 2-3 weeks ago.
How fucking high was he?
I don't know, but at least...
He was like, you know what this movie about kids looking for pirate gold needs? Freaked out, escaped monkeys driving a car.
The sad part is what we lose in the alternate ending. We actually get to see not just Chunk having Sloth be adopted into the family. We just see it have happened. Because the next time we see Sloth, it's like a cut to a scene later. He's actually in like the same kind of clothing as Chunk and shit. And he's with the family and shit like that. So it's like kind of a cool little thing with it. That's the only thing they ended up losing though. But and the only difference is that the maid finds the jewels at the house up in the attic instead of bringing them to the beach. That's all. So like the original ending took place like later in the day after they went and picked the kids up already. So Xenobit says live Thundercats. You ever see those cool werewolf movies back in the 80s and 90s? Just do that with cats instead of wolves. I think you're not wrong, especially like somebody like Rick Baker might be able to pull something like that off. But you have to do some kind of mix. You're never going to be able to do the full body.
I like Teen Wolf.
But then again, they're pretty anthropomorphic.
Super in shape.
They're pretty anthropomorphic.
They're
not like you're right. You probably could just get away with it. Would be a furry's dream, but
yeah. Oh, and that's fine.
Well,
I mean,
it depends on who they cast as the chick.
I mean, really, the way the original designs are made, you could almost do that in makeup. I'm sure there's tons of great cosplays out there.
Yeah, as long as they don't cast McCarthy, I think we'll be all right.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ! No one wants to cover that in body paint.
E-Clay, was Goonies a prequel to Congo? Maybe.
Apparently, according to Spielberg.
Everybody's like, you had me at monkeys. And actually, the
Congo!
funny thing is I guess
Congo.
the funny bit about that is they were left over. Speaking of Rick Baker, actually, he's the one who designed them, because they were actually the ape suits left over from Greystoke. So they stole 2 of the ape suits from Greystoke, basically, to shoot this shit. But it's never been able to be found. I guess Richard Donner tried finding it before he died, but he could never find the actual footage. So all that exists is like the really shitty version that's on YouTube from an old rough cut of the movie. It's really shitty looking. But yeah, I did not know about that until recently, so that's crazy.
Did they use real monkeys or did they make animatronics?
No, I just said that they reused Rick Baker came back in and they reused his suits from Greystoke.
Yeah, but just 2 monkeys?
Yeah, just 2 of them.
That's even fucking weirder.
Man, there are some masters that just did amazing stuff.
Why is there no Congo emoji? That's a good question. I'll
work on it.
Six, that's a good question. What footage? It's actually on YouTube. Type in like Goonies, probably ape, steel car footage or lost footage. It'll show up. There's a ton of deleted scenes from Goonies that showed up in the cable versions and stuff like that too. Like,
well, there's the whole octopus thing.
There's the octopus scene. There's the scene where they originally meet up at the store with the bully and all that shit.
That I've never seen.
Yeah, and Chunk's like digging into this ice cream and shit. And that's where Brand first catches up with them, and he stops Mikey from getting his ass kicked. And then they take off on Brand again, but they just cut that chunk out because it's just, you don't even miss it. It's like seamless. So, yeah. But yeah, Rick Baker closed his studio. Really? I did not know that. I thought he had like a school and shit. Huh. Weird. That sucks. He did some damn good work too.
Amazing. A master.
Fuck yes. I mean, I chalk him up to like being responsible for most of the modern special effects we got in the 80s and 90s. Like he was the pioneer of bringing animatronics and makeup effects into the between him and Jim Henson and a little bit of Savini.
Yeah, I mean, and the lip wire work and stuff to give you the. I mean, when you're working on that kind of stuff that attaches to the inside part of the skin prosthetic, that's the overlay to the actual, exoskeleton you build for those things. In the eyebrow work that they do, you have like 3-part eyebrows on each eyebrow. You have all this stuff, and back then you're using wires to control the facial animation. So you have these rigs that are essentially these.
Well, his first big movie was Kong.
Yeah, and I mean, to make the facial expressions, it's like you're like moving your fingers in a way to make things happen on the face. It's incredible.
And I know now by today's standards, looking at 76 Kong, it doesn't look that advanced. But you guys got to remember, if you were younger and you weren't alive around then, like that blew people away with how expressive. Like people actually thought they got an ape.
Yeah, you start. I mean, and here's the thing: the needlework that they have to do to lay in the eyebrows on, with different hair than the which are matting.
Yeah, and also Rob Bottin. Don't forget about him.
Yeah. I can talk about this crap forever.
Because wasn't he kind of a student about Bottin's or?
It wouldn't surprise me. I don't remember. I mean, but it's just these are the guys I idolized when I was young. I mean, the stuff that they did, and then the Winston. I mean, these are people that
I'll say this about Baker. Like you can say what you want about the 2001 Apes movie, but they still are amazing fucking makeups for that fucking movie.
Yeah, I mean, and think about the fact that some of the stuff that they were doing. Like let's we'll look at Thriller, right? They were doing all of this stuff on top of like actors. Like they literally were.
Oh yeah, Baker was the king of that shit.
Yeah.
Like with Eddie Murphy and Michael Jackson and shit.
Yeah, putting the prosthetics on the actor and yet still getting all of the actions to come out. Right, it's just incredible stuff.
You know what also is incredible? We have 300 people still fucking watching.
Wow, 3 hours
listening to us just
later.
talk about bullshit,
dumb stuff. Yeah.
And of course, Rick Baker's crowning jewel.
Oh,
as Lindsay so perfectly says here, with a chef's kiss.
Yeah,
absolutely, 110% agree with you there. And since Mike has a Bambino to let out, and I'm sure I'm going to have a Sadie who's going to want to go out here pretty soon. She's been a really good girl this show.
And I
can't believe she hasn't bugged me once.
I need to pay attention to the boss because I am getting on a plane tomorrow. So yeah,
I need to look into affiliate links. What's affiliate links?
Okay, so like when you make a recommendation, like
yeah. Andre was supposed to be working on that. I keep bugging him about it. I don't remind him. Yeah, we got to have the tax ID business and all that shit for it.
Oh.
I know I shouldn't I? I'm telling him that for a while. It's like, do you realize how much money we could have made off of Congo?
Yeah, well, and other stuff, man, because we're always talking about amazing films people haven't seen or television programs.
Well, I watched it that one night when we told people to go buy it. It went from having like X amount in stock to being out of stock. To
the point they had to recommission more.
I actually feel really cool.
Actually, it's fun.
I know I feel a little cool that I'm responsible for them having to restock on Congo.
It's like I could actually affect things in the real world, like a
Right?
fucking magician.
That was cool.
Stop eating my sesame cake.
Stop eating my sesame cake.
Congo.
Oh Lord! All right, I just want to thank all you guys for hanging in there, man. It is amazing that you're here. This is what I live for, guys. You have no idea. So tonight has been an amazing fucking show.
Yeah.
I want to thank Six, of course. I want to thank Lindsay, who have been lovely wrenches tonight. Who else was here? I know there was a couple other. Maybe I don't want to.
Well, there was a huge effort from Ed Starr.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's that I can't thank enough. But I'm trying to remember all the wrenches we had tonight. I don't want to leave anybody out. Goddess of Whim, I think, is also a wrench.
Willie was here earlier.
Willie was here earlier. Yep.
Stephanie Janishek.
Stephanie was here earlier as well. So thank you guys, all the wrenches. You guys, I don't want to forget anybody, but I have a lot of wrenches because I love you guys so much. And you guys make my day every day. So hopefully you'll join us tomorrow morning on Midnight's Edge in the morning. Ooh. We have Chris Gore coming in. And nice. Jesse, since Jesse is
he's fired. He's in trouble.
He's fired from YouTube for a week.
Mm-hmm. Because some guy came on. I'm gonna tell this story. I don't give a shit.
Go for it.
We were playing games for like 9 hours, having a good.
Do you want me to promote the other thing first before you do that?
Yeah.
You have a thing?
Okay. Here's the thing. We're gonna do Master Weed Theater this week on Mead, but it's gonna be Master Mead Theater. And if it goes well, we'll see how the future goes with that. But now, Jesse, tell them what happened to your show.
Yeah, we were just gaming, right? Having a good old time. It was me, Chef, and Lindsay at the time. Mega Jetty was still in the chat. A number of other people, whatever. But point is, there was a troll, second or third troll, actually, because they came in like different points, but it was probably the same person. Sam, he was in the chat earlier, one of them. But we were like, fuck it. We were all goofing around. We was like, how about we just start a live stream and see if we could get him to come in? So we did, and he comes in the back room, and his picture is black. And I pop him in. I'm like, hey, are you going to talk? You going to talk? And he just changes his picture to a pussy. And then I kick him out. And then he reports my stream for nudity. And now he was making videos trying to call me a false flagger.
Jeez.
So, I don't know.
Wow.
Suck my dick. That's my official.
I think it was one of the waiters or managers from your trip to Florida.
Oh, I already know who it is. I have a pirate crew. They know everything. Don't fuck around. We'll figure it out.
I'm anyway.
So yeah, join us this week. I think the plan is going to be a Conan script. I'm going to talk to Andre, and if that's not the case, we'll try and come up with something else because I know he'll want to get involved with that. But we do need to figure that out real soon, I think, too.
Yeah, like that because of script finding that King Conan. I don't see any reason not to do it. I hear it's a little slow. It's more character development, less action, which might be good.
Stanley says so you ban them for changing their avatar to a picture of Tom. Oh,
ouch!
You know, you are what you eat, though.
You know, who hasn't seen of a JJ before?
And I'll be
Who
nice, and I'm
cares?
not going to call you a dick.
Yeah, I mean, heck, the entire the 70s Bush T-shirt you got is.
That's right.
I know, that's fine.
But Culture is on a go.
Like I said, it's like wearing pants.
Going to be heading out on a trip, but he'll still be doing some proper business on the channel, correct?
Yeah. I've got the 6 Minute Daily that I'm going to do live in the morning. Then I'm headed to the airport, and then I've got 2 premieres of the 6 Minute Daily for Thursday and Friday. I also have a video dropping Wednesday of an unboxing, which I haven't done in a long, long time, of a brand new comic property that I got in from one of the independent creators. Because hey, I promote the independents, so check that out. It's going to be it. I love the book. You will too. It's really cool. Really cool.
He's doing a bazinga. I know Stanley. Stanley's a regular. That was good, though, Stanley.
Bazinga.
Enough said.
Excelsior.
Mike, you got to let Bambino out. But as always, check Mike out. He roams around everywhere, including here, there, and everywhere, correct?
Yeah, I do. If I'm not Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm here. Sometimes I'm Loki's Mornings of Mischief. And then it looks like every Sunday night I'm on Dunecock Show. So.
Ooh.
Absolutely. And Script, of course, I think you said you're going to be getting into a few more things, but yeah, check out Script Doctor's channel. I don't know what you're going to be up to next. Maybe joining us in the morning or somewhere else.
I'll be in the office tomorrow morning, so I'll be in the chat. But yeah, I've actually I got some meetings I got to make arrangements for another script. So
ooh, French. Yeah. Sweet. Good luck with that. And Jesse, of course, check out Jesse's channel because he's always doing something until this week.
Who cares? He's suspended.
But that doesn't mean anything. Check out his channel still. I'm sure he appealed it. But
yeah, see the other Master Weed theaters. Those are fantastic.
Yes.
I did appeal it, but they already rejected the appeal.
Oh, did they? Yeah. I don't think you're going to be able to get out of that one. What you need to do, though, is like Script just said, check out some of those Master Weed theaters if you haven't yet, so you have an idea of what we're going to do. We're going to try and spruce it up a little bit. We're going to make it a little more exciting.
A little bit of soundboard action.
A little more, music and sound and all that kind of stuff. We'll try and jazz it up a little bit. And also, check out everybody's channel. Like Six said, Lindsay's channel. Anybody who has a channel in the chat, let people know and they can check it out. And anything other than that, I think Bambino needs to go out, and Sadie's probably about ready to. So thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. I hate to leave y'all because I just love that all y'all just keep hanging in here, and it makes me feel great and all that good stuff. But if I don't go soon, Culture's going to pass out on me, and the Bambino will pee on the floor.
How dare you?
I know.
She's an expert.
But with that, we'll give you...
Night, everybody.
PC load letter